Everybody have fun.
And good evening. Welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard, a live play fantasy adventure here on the Guardtower Presents. We stream every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and new episodes on Friday evenings. Now, if you haven't already, you can visit our Linktree page to find all things related to the Doom City of Granitegard. And it's a convenient place to locate things like the Guardtower's Twitch channel and their YouTube channel as well. You can also find our Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. Better yet, you can join us on our Discord server. You can talk to the players and the crew, ask some questions about our adventures, things along those lines, and it's easy to get to. The address is linktr.ee/dcog. Again, linktr.ee/dcog. Sometimes I think they actually challenge me to see if I can get through that without busting up. And our amazing moderator, Kate, will be putting that up in the chat for you to make it a tad bit easier to join the link on that. And just a small request that we have of you. If you like what we're doing here, please do give us a follow on Twitch. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. It's a little something that's quick for you, but it means the world to us. And if you've already done so, we certainly do very much appreciate that. Now, I do believe Stas has something that he wants to discuss with you this evening, so I'm going to turn it over to Stas for a few moments here. Stas.
Oh God, the
Man
hat.
of culture.
Well,
I see.
Oh my God.
Pay attention.
like, hey there, hip cats and kittens. Have you noticed that your tabletop gaming sessions lack that certain je ne sais quoi?
Yeah.
Then focus your audio and dig this, because I'm going to lay down some heavy knowledge.
Lay it down.
See, there's an app out there that's got everyone going ape. Yeah, it's a real gas, and it'll round out even the squarest of tables. Get hip to Pocket Bard. Pocket Bard has everything plus when it comes to your tabletop groove needs. Not only does it let you transition between scenes as seamlessly as a thought slips through your waking mind, but also control the intensity of the vibes in real time. Expand your consciousness with the weather and one-shot sound effects that will transport you into a realm beyond reality itself and give your table's ambience that extra kick. Whether you're in a dungeon fighting dragons or downtown sticking it to the man, this kooky collection of sound is out of sight. But let me put it to you in a more groovy way. Can I get a little accompaniment there, please? Thank you. Dig it. I can hear the sound of the city. It calls to me through busy streets and bustling marketplaces. Through back alleys and over rooftops, it beckons me to come. Now, I'm in a balmy jungle, surrounded by the din of the falling rain hitting the thick foliage, thunder rolling in the distance. And now, I'm in a dimly lit cave. Water drips from the overhanging stalactites. Drip, drip, drip. I can feel the chill of the freezing cold drop from my shoulders. And as I'm slowly enveloped by the encroaching darkness, I open my eyes. I'm sitting at a table, surrounded by my friends, with a D20 in my hand and a bard in my pocket. Bard. Pocket bard. Back to you, Daddy-O.
Well played, man. Got the beret right there, man. I'm feeling all kinds of French. All I need is a baguette and lose a world war right now. We're good to go on that. All right.
Yeah.
There's no point in even trying to act.
Honestly.
If you happen to find yourself in the Columbus area here and you're into tabletop gaming like we are, or strategy games like some of our other people here on the show, we suggest that you give a stop by the Guardtower, either their east or west locations. Adam's been trying to get us all cracked out on Warhammer 40K. He's
And I will get you too. Get the Discord.
I heard Age of Sigmar is much better.
That is a different conversation that I'm not equipped to have. Because I want everybody to love me.
Again, we suggest you stop by the Guardtower. They got more games than you can possibly play in a lifetime, but we certainly encourage you to give that a shot. Don't take our word for that. Now, the nice thing about stopping by the Guardtower is they have all kinds of gaming communities there as well for things that you're into. So you can make some friends, find some games, and pet some cats. I'd say everybody wins on that one, particularly the cats. So
Are they hep cats?
I would guess they are hip cats like
Crazy.
crazy cats, man. You can also give a stop by the Guard Tower's website, which is theguardtower.com. Again, theguardtower.com. You can find all kinds of games and all sorts of things that you're interested in, from painting minis over to brushes, over to your next adventure you're going to have with your friends on that, as well as links to their community of gamers. So you can make some new friends if you don't like your old ones. That's always a plus on that. No, exactly. Trade them in. So I do believe that we do have a very special announcement this evening from one of our new people here on the show. Well, she's new to you all, but to us, she's certainly dear to our hearts. So Hadley, please go ahead.
This isn't related to the show at all, but I just wanted to wish a happy early 5th anniversary to Ethan. He's probably super embarrassed in the booth in there, but
Yes, he is.
just wanted to say I love you. Thank you.
The Reverend.
If only we could see Ethan's face right now. I'm sure his cheeks are a
Well,
little
actually, we
rosy.
go live to the booth cam.
I don't see that popping up. I think Ethan shut that one off. All right, so Roger,
I see sparks.
Roger, are there any other announcements I missed this evening?
No, I mean, I want to give Ethan a chance to respond.
I don't see that happening. So
Well, you know what? We'll add it later.
I guess we'll go ahead and jump over to the best part of the evening.
The happy anniversary in the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our chat. So who's ready to throw some dice tonight? Oh yeah, it's my favorite part. Oh. Well, we'll see you after the intro. What were you? What'd you roll there, Echo?
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the north hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
Lose them. I can't ever get another one.
Hi, and welcome back. As we discussed Beyblade, of all things. Fogs. Okay, well, I knew we were at Beyblade for a little bit there, so I guess I wasn't hip enough to know what a pog is.
So, audience, it's time for you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into a recap before we kick off this evening. So, after a multitude of smaller adventures, the party has finally been able to get past the granite slab that has sealed off the secret tunnel that they hope would lead them into Granitegard. Following the passage cut deep into the bedrock far below the surface, the party passed under the Wild Run River and beyond the fortified walls of the city and finally emerged into the twisting maze of the sewers. The dank, fetid air of the flooded sewers was not the only thing that greeted the party as they came out of the passageway. The sounds of a pitched battle, wicked grunts, and the cries of children drew their attention deeper into the labyrinthian sewer network. Finding the source of the cacophony, a raiding party of vile orcs left our adventurers with very little choice but to fight for their own lives. Vaughn was brought to death's doorstep. However, like an avenging angel, Mary reappeared just in the nick of time to help change the momentum of the battle. Yet, no matter how many orcs they killed, the creatures refused to surrender or retreat, preferring death and fighting to the very end. And when at last, our party proved victorious over the berserkers, most of our heroes were left very battered and bruised. And actually bloody, I would have to say, on several of you as well.
So much blood.
I felt fine.
Yet this battle was not without merit.
You guys-
They had saved the lives of a tiny group of individuals, actually a group of kobolds that were headed up by Yip Yip, which Yip Yip was out with the foraging party looking for supplies for her people. And the kobolds treated the humans like returning heroes, which was a great surprise. Having nowhere else to go and in dire need of rest and recuperation, the party took Yip Yip up on the offer to go to the kobold city. And our heroes were quite stunned to discover the scale of the kobolds' hidden nest deep within the sewer system below Granitegard. Scavenging from the bones of the city above, the little creatures had repurposed all manner of everyday items to create a living space that rivaled anything that the human world had to offer. However, when they met the Alpha Mother, she revealed that her people were in dire straits. Their food stocks had been dwindling, supplies of all kinds were running out, and they were being hunted as food for the monstrous creatures within the city above. It had taken quite a toll on her people. She also revealed to the group a hidden history of the founding of Granitegard, indicating there was a secret pact between the sovereigns of the city and the kobolds themselves. The Alpha Mother tasked the party with 3 objectives: to put an end to the Urgil and the Leapers, restore the water levels within the sewers, and help resupply the kobolds. Should the humans prove their worth with these tasks, the Alpha Mother has pledged to aid them with more hidden secrets and a guide to improve their chances in the city above. And as the party rested in the safety of their new acquaintances, Skeech had asked Vaughn to talk in private. Using a trick, the diminutive little goblin held Vaughn's life in his hands,
Little
and
hand.
the two established quite an understanding, and Skeech pledged himself as a clanmate to Vaughn. And it is here where we begin tonight's adventure. At this moment in time, the rest of the party has stepped out from the alcove where they were staying the night and has come out into the larger hive area where the Alpha Mother sits up the stairs on that throne that she was occupying before. She looks down at you as you all come out. You can see the rest of the kobolds have been mingling about, doing things, but it looks to be a large number of them have kind of been milling around waiting for your presence. And as you all come out, a wave of excitement passes over the crowd. And again, the Alpha Mother sits up behind her. You can see the shaman there, Rickik, and he seems most displeased with your arrival. What do you all do?
So we go talk to the Alpha Mother, figure out what we need to do, huh?
Question. Why would that guy be upset about us being here? It seems like everybody else thinks we're like the saviors.
Well, I mean, we are, but, you know, every town that I go into, find some folks who are pretty excited to see me and some other folks who are less than excited for my presence in their village. So, you know, you can't win them all over.
Or it could just be because doesn't really like anyone.
Excuse you? Gesundheit.
His name is Urtik.
Oh.
So he's always got to be in his bonnet like that? I mean, let me rephrase, use a different colloquialism.
Don't use hive-like words in the hive. It's
Is he always that cranky?
You saw how he talked to me. So,
Is he the only one that treats you like that? You seem pretty well liked around here. Glad we're friends with you then. Rather than trying to get on his good side. Well, then, Yip Yip, what do you think we should do now?
just go and talk to her. Ask her for the details about the what do we got to do?
All right, everyone ready for that?
Yep.
We're still very much in the room, correct?
Absolutely. You and Skeech are currently occupied.
Is there anything we probably don't need Vaughn and Skeech? They're probably busy. I bet they're probably bonding over something. So
Some like little alchemy experiment. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's good for Skeech to maybe form closer bonds with people. Seems like he's been lonely since he left, so maybe this is for the best. Plus, it'll be good to handle some political negotiations ourselves for once. See if we can do it without Vaughn.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Do you want to know? Do you want me to tell you?
Why don't you come up with an idea
Okay.
now, and then we can compare notes afterwards and see like how close. Yeah.
Yeah, just take all that and just keep it in your pockets.
Hope you know Yip Yip's like already starting to walk over. Like all like
Oh.
like she's like kind of trying to wave you on like come on, come on.
All right, well, go.
Following behind Yip Yip, you see the crowd parting, very much not offended by any stretch of the means, like very much respectfully stepping out of your way. The guards don't even flex or anything like this at this point. There's 2 guards to either side of the Alpha Mother, and she sits up in the chair a little bit and motions you forward. And as she does so, you can see several other guards are bringing over some pillows to sit down in a ring around in front of her. What is it that you want?
We would like to know the specifics of the task that lies ahead and how we should prepare and what information you can give us about these creatures.
Very well, very well. Sit. And as she does so, she claps her hands, and some of the kobolds begin bringing some more food out for you all. Again, it's breakfast time. And you did have a bit of breakfast within there. They're bringing out some more meats and things like that as well for you, trying to obviously get you rested back up in a good condition as well. She says, very well. So, the task that we talked about. So the Urgil, they are controlling the closest area of the sewer by us. They have taken the cistern as well as the flow gates for the sewers. If they figure out how to fully manipulate those, they'll be able to flood the sewers completely. All will be under the water. They are in constant battle with the Leapers. Both of them are very carnivorous. They like the flesh. And they have no trouble feasting upon each other. But they certainly would rather feast upon us.
If they find each other, is there a way for us to just expedite that, as it were?
Well, that would be for somebody you to come up with, would it not?
We'd have to have someone clever.
Yes. I believe a spy master's daughter might be clever, right?
Oh, great. I expect a little differently than more the muscle, less of. I could try, for sure, absolutely. We'll come up with something. Don't worry about it. It's already taken care of.
How many of each group do you expect that there are, your grace?
That's a good question.
Well, the Ergel have certainly been here longer, and they do reproduce quite rapidly. There's typically 2 spawning seasons with them, and they are short-lived. So I would say their numbers are probably in the hundreds.
What? Like 100s? Like more than 3 digits?
Not all of them are warriors, and they do have a weakness, being that they are in the cistern. If you're able to activate the controls, you can empty it. And in doing so, you can empty their presence.
Fair enough. That sounds pretty gruesome, though.
I would certainly not give them very much quarter. Should you do so, it could prove very hazardous to you. They worship the Mother of the Deep. A very vile creature.
Mother of the Deep?
Mother of the Deep.
Am I familiar with this deity?
You may make a roll on that.
All right. I'm trying to see if I have one of them a symbol of this rule of the deep in my note.
Fish foot.
All right. It's on the edge.
You can
All
do
right.
an Arcana check on that, or you could do a History check. Your choice.
Roll
Only
exactly
one.
the same. Not religion.
No, this is not a religious.
Oh, all right. All right. Arcana 13.
13. You don't recall anything about hearing of a Mother of the Deep, but you do know that there are tribes of humanoid fish creatures that tend to live off the Spice Coast, particularly near the Timorou Islands themselves, and they are very hostile and aggressive creatures. You've never heard of a northern variety of it,
So the fish are carnivorous.
but that's about all that you really know as far as that
I've
goes.
never heard of this rule of the deep before. I wasn't hanging out with some, you could call them merchants, you could call them pirates, depends on your perspective, telling me these stories about these fish people. This is all the way down in the Timorou Islands. I never heard of them all the way up north. Echo, you ever heard of any kind of fish people before?
It would have only been from a book, but let me search my memory. Oh. 11.
11. Mermaids? Mermen? Maybe that's what they are?
I don't think the people I read about eat each other, so probably not. Do you know anything about this being that they worship? Our friend here is quite good at taking on the aspects of religion important to people.
Well,
Useful.
I guess worship is it is one of their kind. It is the, I guess, equivalent of an alpha mother to them. She spawns all of their kind, although they are all, except for a few males, female.
It's a very specific question. How tall are these fish people?
Well, for us, they're quite large. For you, about a hunched human size, possibly. Maybe a bit taller for some of the more robust ones.
Do they like to chant anything?
Wraps that down real quick.
Do they have any common sayings or chants that they do?
Unfortunately, I do not speak their language. It is a lot of gurgles and fishy sounds.
Excellent. Good.
Gurgling and vicious sounds.
It does not make much sense to me.
Any information about Mother of the Deep here that we could look into? A library of sorts?
Oh, for that, you would be going to the surface. And I would not recommend that right now. If we can clear the sewers, you'll have very safe egress to get around the city, which would certainly be much safer than trying to cross through the various areas to get to where you need to go.
Do they have any fears?
Not that I am very aware of. They're not afraid of us.
Okay.
Can you tell us anything more about the controls for the cistern? Like, is it very clear? Do you think, like, this way fills, like...
There is a very large wheel at a pump station.
Wonderful.
It's like if you would turn it, it would be pretty self-explanatory. If it goes one way, it would do
Perfect.
close the gates. If you turn it the other way, it should empty the gates.
Sounds like that is within our skill set.
Yes.
I do not try to task you with something that is totally beyond what you can do.
Now, you were asking about fear, and that does bring up a question that I had. Your magic is quite powerful, as is Yip Yip's here. I've never seen a magic user like yourselves. I'm fascinated, frankly, but I wonder if you could help me with something. I found some potion bottles. I believe they were created by elven magic. I know that's not what you use, but hoping that you can help us figure out what they are. One of them was labeled as liquid fear, hoping that maybe these things could be weapons that we could use against the fish people, the leapers.
Let me see what you have.
Well, I know what happened the last time that I touched this bottle, so I'm a little bit reticent to reach into my pocket and pull it out. But
Can you hold it with something?
I'm
Like
gonna put on, like, I'd
handkerchief?
take out like a handkerchief and I kind of hold it in. Now be really careful. Something real strange happened to me last time I touched this.
She's like, oh, just set. Okay. And she growls a little something, and a few moments later, one of the smaller kobolds comes running over and sets a stool down. She's like, set that down there.
I'll put that right there.
And she climbs off of the throne that she's on and gets down, hunkers, and looks at it a little bit, and turns the stool without touching it a bit. You see her kind of move her arms around it. And she steps back. She's like, where did you find this?
It's been many days ago. We found them inside the quarters of this creature called the Master. It's an undead of some kind.
Dondrio?
Yes. We fought him and defeated him.
He was involved with some very dark things, yes.
We noticed.
What you have here is very dangerous. And I would only use it under the moment of your most extreme duress. And make sure you are nowhere near it when you use it. In fact, if you can throw it and run away, that would be a better choice. But if you wish to leave it here with us, we can dispose of it.
That's not good. So I grab the handkerchief and I pull it and I spirit it away back in my pocket very quickly. Just for a moment, if I also have this one, which was labeled Bottled Troll.
He begins to juggle shell. He's like, well, that's very simple. It is a troll in a bottle. You throw it at someone you don't like, it turns into a troll and eats them. And then it probably tries to eat you too.
Oh,
But, you know,
yeah.
it could be exciting.
Of course, I knew that because I created this
No, you didn't.
potion myself.
The seal on that is not yours. There's no way you made that.
I see them looking at me like this, and I say, I guess the jig is up. We probably need to have a talk about this later, but not in front of the Alpha Mother, please.
You have many skills, young man. But that's... You would need a bit more schooling on that.
I ain't have no schooling in that. I think that's become apparent. If you could indulge me one more, this one is called Unicorn Dust.
Oof. Well, that's quite dark. I mean, yes, it is lively and happy looking in the bottle, but
Is
how
this
it gets
one also
there...
a unicorn?
It is the dust of unicorn horns, yes. It's used for all kinds of purposes.
Such as?
Various potions and devices and such. There's all kinds of things that you could be done with that.
I know just what to use it for.
Very well.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And I go into a very elaborate bow.
She whispers something down to the same one that brought the stool out, and he scampers away.
And so we talked about the fish people. You said they're frog people.
The Libras, yes. They are more towards the docks. Towards the docks. Yes. They have the pump station. And they have clogged it. It does not work. It has resulted in the lower sections of the sewers being completely submerged at this point. But it has also created very large ponds for them to spawn their tadpoles. And you'll find them very warrior-like, very aggressive, especially with the territory. Not as skilled as the Orgil. But they do make up for it in their aggression. Yes.
So they're aggressive, but not very intelligent.
Yes, I guess that would be a very solid way of surmising this.
I can work with that.
I'm sure you can. But on top of that, we are in great need of supplies as well. So I encourage you to rest and get your strength up. And it might be easier for you to look at the Urgil first. With them cleared, it would be much safer to transport supplies to us here. That would have been my suggestion, but in the end, the choices are yours. And while you are here, we offer you the safety of our retreat.
Do the frog people worship?
Not that I know of. They I do believe they have their leader in the pit.
They have their leader there.
Their leader, yes.
Okay.
He is the largest of their kind. Very large frog. Hungry. Very hungry, too. Very, very hungry.
And do you know of any weaknesses?
Well, typically we stab them or burn them. That seems to do the job.
Excellent. Yeah.
I could imagine they're probably very vulnerable to what kills frogs. I'm not a big frog killer.
Frogs are cold-blooded. What if we turn the temperature down to a point where it was uninhabitable and then they just die?
I don't know. They do survive the winters here.
Then go the other way, make it really hot. I mean, we're indoors, aren't we? If it's a pit.
Yep, can do that.
I mean, I guess.
That was an impressive trick, by the way.
Thank you.
I can destroy water. If we can get rid of their ponds that they're reproducing and their little tadpoles, maybe that could help.
Yeah. Mary's plan, we destroy their babies.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, when you put it that way.
Even the alpha mother kind of was like, oh. that is that, I guess. Yes, that's what they're
Whatever
saying.
means necessary.
Echo,
Right.
Echo, don't quit your career as an adventurer to become a diplomat. I don't think that's gonna be right.
It's not really for me.
Echo, talk to me later. We'll work something out. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
About this time, you guys see Vaughn and Skeech come out from the curtains from the room where they are. Both of them kind of give each other a look for just a brief moment. And you're not quite sure what's passed between the two of them, but there's just this kind of like, all right, now they're striding towards you at equal measure.
Yeah, very awkwardly in step. Vaughn's holding up one of his, slowly making sure each one is landing appropriately with Skeech's steps.
Did I miss something?
Did we miss something? It seems you all have already had have you got the information that we needed from the Alpha Mother?
We're going to go kill the fish people's, frog people's babies.
Okay. Skeech. I was worried.
The small kobold that scurried off comes back and approaches you, Reverend, and hands you this leather case thing. It seems to have room for 3 vials in it, and when you open it up, it looks to be very padded and reinforced. Sticking that in your breast pocket, not such a good idea. You could be hit or fall down, and then it's not so good for the rest of your friends. This may help you.
I do get hit a lot.
Or wrapped
can
in a
imagine.
rug. Oh, that would be such a tragedy.
How horrible.
See, when you got friends like this, might have better luck with the fish people.
Well, I don't think so.
Well, I appreciate this gift. I wish that I had something to give you.
You do.
Dead fish babies.
That is not it. No. Yes. So let's get off the baby thing and look towards just.
Move up to the young adults. They're further along in their development, a larger threat.
The only option was complete eradication. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
I thought that was the objective.
Or, it looked like the Reverend had that glint in his eye, like he's going to do something, so there might be an alternative with the fish people.
I whispered to Vaughn, I think we could come up with alms. I don't know. We have to resort to that.
Well, sounds like a good plan to me, then, Rev. I'm interested to hear more.
Yep, I definitely have a well-crafted plan, which I will reveal to you all in time.
You know, my father taught me that delegation was really the most important part of leadership, so I'm really glad to see we're working well as a team.
You need lots of luck. I wish we did.
Thank you.
You got one of those potions?
I got a lot of luck potions. That's my favorite one.
Do you want me
We might need those.
potions for the road?
Sure.
Skeech, I think you should take some time and pause after the accidents. You're still learning.
Oh,
Yeah, what happened to your hand?
Inside.
Yeah. What's
accident.
yeah? What's the vibe like?
That is a 20.
A natural 20?
Mod 20.
Oh, moderate 20.
Also 20.
Also, 20.
Wait.
Wow.
I
I'm
got
rolling my deception
Oh.
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 because I'm deceived. That's why you're inside.
So
Also a 9.
I'll do you one even better. 8.
8. All right, so legit. Anybody else was checking this out?
16?
Legit.
I said
Yep.
20.
I also said 20.
Unfortunately, it's the meter beat is 20, so the
Okay.
two of you are like, something's a little stank on that, but you're not quite sure exactly what it is.
Well, I lean over to
Skeech.
Damon then and I say, Damon, that's something that's going on with those two. I'd like to figure out what it is, but don't want to cause any kerfuffle. Maybe you could keep your eyes out.
Okay.
If you care, I don't know.
Doesn't
Alright.
bother me. It looks like he got in an accident. I don't know.
All right, that's fine. Yep. Don't want to know what's going on with our friends. Yeah, that's right.
No.
You know, it's the empathy that you bring into every situation. That's why we love you so much.
I know, I'm very good at it.
Skeech, while you were gone, I got something for you. It's a bottle of unicorn dust.
Oh yeah, you had me look at this.
Yes, I remember that. I decided to give it to you because I'm a very nice person. And perhaps you could use it for creating your potions. As you are a novice, I'm imparting it to you. You're welcome.
Like,
If looks could kill, the look that Damon.
If you shake it hard enough, Skeech, you can hear the unicorn screaming in there.
Oh.
I'm joking about that.
Oh,
sorry.
good.
Brutal.
Winnie.
Metal.
So, should we deliberate about our best course of action with these fish people?
You have a plan. You said you have a plan. I would love to hear your plan.
Oh, do tell. What is the plan?
Well, I think we'll talk about it on the way there.
No. I think you should give us at least 10% of the plan.
It's best not to rush
can we
a plan.
Okay, I have a thought.
That might be more than 10%.
What?
Well, we have to get to the pump, lower the water, and go. No more fish people.
I don't think it'll be
That's your
that
plan.
simple. That is.
Step 3, profit. We'll fill in the details along the way. We always do.
Step 3
I have
profit.
found it's easier to work backwards sometimes in these situations.
Yes,
But
yes.
I can't help but ignore that we still need to have a 2 and a 1, though.
Yes. All right. Well,
I have a question. Do you know anything about the Mother of the Deep?
The Mother of the Deep. Do I know anything about the Mother of the Deep?
I don't know, do you?
Yes, I don't know much about the Mother. That's why I got together. She's my mother.
History or Arcana for you?
Arcana?
A history or Arcana?
That'll be a natural 20 for a 30. He was in it.
Yes. So basically, these particular creatures, these fish would have lived off the Ice Tooth Islands, which are off of, if you look at where the Granitegard sits, there's that peninsula around the horn there where Granitegard is. There's some islands off to the side.
Oh, right
and
here.
that area would have been where these creatures would have originated. They are very hostile. They cause a lot of problems to shipping and things like that, which is part of the reason why it's very difficult to get boats and such up north past Granitegard. That's the main harbor in this area. The Mother of the Deep is supposedly the creature that spawns all of these particular fish individuals. And again, they appear to be all relatively female except for a few males that appear to basically be harem individuals for the Mother of the Deep.
They partake in sacrifices.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have a thought, guys.
Basically, anything that isn't them is on the menu and sacrificial.
Perfect. So, what if they said they're carnivorous? What if you could make them think that the Mother of the Deep told them to eat each other?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I have been working on a little something. I pull out another bottle out of my pocket. This is a new potion that I've concocted. And I look over at these two to say, shut your mouth. Call this potion of discombobulation.
Discombobulation.
Now, I can only affect one of them, but it will make them into a sort of bloodthirsty maniac, start attacking their friends as long as we're not around. So
you could probably build something to sort of catapult that
Well, if
in
my
their direction.
memory serves me, they're quite prolific.
it never misses.
Yeah, Reverend's really interesting. Throwing those things.
Okay.
And I think if maybe some of you might recall at this point that you have never seen me throw a bottle that missed something.
I could also turn one of you invisible.
Invisibility.
It's remarkably convenient and helpful.
Something I've never been able to accomplish.
It's one of the spells I learned.
Green's not a good color for me, man, but I'm jealous.
If we made Anna invisible, that would put our most firepower right up where we need it.
And with that, I do have something I think might be useful. Another thing I've been working on. Call this the elixir of the rock troll.
Oh,
I'm working on it just for you, Anna.
I'm very excited about this.
I don't think you will be when you get a whiff.
I mean,
Smell it.
No.
No.
And I can
Bad Skeech for her.
make someone invisible up to an hour. So
All right, well, between muscle and some illusion, should be able to cause enough of a scene that some of us could get in there, turn this pump.
How many? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. If we need a distraction, we can always try to bait some of them out.
Like with fishing poles?
No, we just need 2 or 3 kobolds.
Oh, okay.
oh, no. Well, yeah.
No. I'd be there too. It's not actually gonna get anybody hurt. Just
Well, they want to eat us.
On with your natural 20, you know that the spectrum that these things can see in would be able to detect visibility.
There's one slight hiccup to the planet. Again, I love the brainstorming thus far. They'll be able to see through these types of illusions. They're more so able to detect our heat signatures, more so than our physical manifestation.
So we save that plan for the frogs.
it's
All right,
good.
well,
Yeah.
we'll just put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Vaughn kind of looks over to the Alpha Mother. I know that these have been causing you quite an issue. However, are they directly serving this Dark Queen as well, or are they just individuals that have seized an opportunity looking for a new home after the fall?
There's nothing in the city that was not invited, save for foolish humans and others.
Very well. It'll be done. It'll be done.
All right, so we go with your discombobulation.
And if you can
Station.
grab two of your friends.
Do we not want to do that?
Vaughn, this Mother of the Deep, do you have a physical description?
It kind of looks back over to the Alpha Mother. And back to you all. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's less of a specific entity, and every few generations, a certain one of the spawn is more powerful, stronger, capable of reproducing. It's similar to the Alpha Mother, no offense necessary. It's less of a special being and more so a title placed upon the leader of their group.
So, Echo, you look like you got some kind of a plan over there.
Well, I was curious if you could pose as the Mother of the Deep.
I have to know what I was turning into. We got a oil painting around here somewhere.
From what you remember from the books that you've read, all anybody's ever seen are tentacles from this thing before they're pulled down to an untimely demise.
I don't know if it's going to work quite as well as intended. We don't have a good estimation beyond the tentacles themselves.
Tentacles.
So if you were a disembodied voice and I pulled them with vines, that would be pretty close to tentacles.
That's the best idea we've had so far.
I'm gonna give it a try.
I would like to.
All right.
All right.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Yep.
Do they have a language? The Mother Deep.
Glove thing.
Yeah. Go.
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes, but nothing that I understand or know.
Okay.
And to be quite honest, I can't refer to any scholars that spent much time thinking about it. Similar mannerisms.
Okay,
Perfect. Yes.
nailed it.
I think maybe we should.
What looks like it would be a great game.
You're pointing at the shaman.
That kobold at 435.
You know what?
2, 4, 6, or 1.
You know what? If we come back with old dead kobolds, I think we're gonna get a reputation.
Well, yeah, that's why you guys gotta save them.
I think there's enough of us. We got
Maybe for plan 2, let's establish some trust. Let's, before we start the suit. Oh, thank you, Skeech. I trust you too. With the kobolds, though. With the kobolds. Yeah. Yes.
You see the shaman slide over and whisper something into the Alpha Mother's ear, then slide back to a standing position again. Just kind of eyeballing you all.
Can I attempt to read his lips
Sure.
with perception? 19.
19. He said something like with growls and little whoops and things like that.
Can I get any words out of it in Draconic?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh.
You're like, handsome, strong, wise. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what he's saying.
I think he likes us.
Try to figure out what he was saying.
I'm gonna just jump on past that at this point, because. But unfortunately, no. He was whispering something, and you could tell from the look that he has in his face, disapproving. Definitely, that's not that hard to read.
She's kind of like giving her own look towards him, not trying to be mean, but also like.
keep your secrets.
All right, so
Yeah.
we should do this.
Yes, we've got a plan. Just Alpha Mother, before we leave, I noticed when you hesitated over the word others, and I was wondering, is there any other information you have that might be pertinent for us to know?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in the conversation we had last evening as well.
So. Now is not the time for this. You do this for me, I will talk to you some more.
Wonderful. Yes, all about establishing the trust. I understand, of course. Of course.
All right. All right, away we go then.
All right.
Away we go.
Yip Yip, will you be able to, I'm not meant to question you, but will you be able to accurately guide us through, or is there an additional map we can take as well, just in case we get separated?
I do know the way, yeah.
Absolutely.
I can draw one up real quick. I'll just have to go get some paper and some drawing stuff.
All right.
No, Dame, not that way. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they're down here.
Hit the surface.
Depending on what has changed, once we get to the surface, I should be quite helpful.
Yeah, Skeech, your kind was warned not to go down into these areas.
Well, I'm glad we're here then.
But yeah, Yip Yip just basically like dart off to go get her things. So she, and also just everything in general. And eventually come back with like with like some drawing tools and her little notebook. And her backpack's now on. And she now like kind of flips open and starts like hurriedly drawing a map to the best of her ability. I mean, like she knows the sewers well and all. Before she kind of like rips it out and hands it to him. And it does have the 2 locations circled with a dotted line drawn between them.
Seeing as how that you don't really understand how the sewers are exactly laid out right now, you're gonna need to get out of here to start getting some orientation to really make it make sense.
This is fantastic. Thank you for this.
Alpha Mother motions you to come over. You will be careful out there with them. You will,
I will.
You will return.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you. And looks to the rest of you, good luck to you. We do wish you well.
Thank you.
At this point, you take him over to the elevator back up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All
she
right.
basically just gives a big wave and then she like takes him off.
They escort you over to the elevator, and again, much like before when you came down, it's just to reverse that back up, and you can really see the hive in its full glory at this point as well. Back up to the top, you are led out a different exit this time. Something a tad bit more conducive to your sizes. It's still a bit of a hunch to get over, and it looks from the condition of the wall like it's relatively new. Like maybe they just made this for you.
Oh.
And out into the sewer system you go. It takes Yip Yip a second or two to reorient herself, and now you know where you need to head over to the closest edge to the Urgil territory.
If you want to pull out the little map again, I could show you where we are.
Oh, yes, of course. Pulls it out.
And so she'd like come over and she would like point at a little area that they were and like kind of like basically taking out a little drawing tool again to like circle the area they were and then drawing a line to the thing properly and erasing the old like dotted line and circle. It's like, so this is where we are here and this is where we're going.
There,
So if you just follow
Mary,
that,
keep
you should be
walking, keep
able to-
walking.
And what you do notice now, looking at it, is you can see that there is a definite area that Yip Yip has marked on here that seem to be like points in the sewers that are walled off, maybe? Not quite sure. There are like little X's drawn over various areas that seem to form this almost like cutting out a wedge of the sewers that looks to be their area. It looks to be a bit of a no man's land between where the frog area is and where the Urgil's area is as well. And this kind of no man's land is where the Kobold city is kind of is situated in that.
Part of the reason for what Vaughn's doing, he's trying to get an understanding of what the lay of the land is potentially above based on what we experienced down in the sewers.
Ooh, that would be... Give me a wisdom on that. And you can add your history bonus.
Okay, do it by history then. Not good, only 9.
9. It's just been too long. Maybe if you got up to the surface, memories would come back in. Again, you've never done anything down here in the sewers, so it's some guesstimation on your part, like, am I really in the right area? So you would suspect that you're probably near the middle portion of the city currently. with the Urgil taking up the eastern portion of the city and the Leapers taking up the northwestern portion of the city.
Okay.
So that's about as best as you're able to put together on
Very
that.
reasonable for a 9.
Now if you follow me, I can lead you the way.
Now, how are you all moving through these sewers? As we talked about before, the sewer itself is almost dome-shaped. There's a sidewalk almost on either side, with the center section that is about 15 feet wide. That is obviously where the water flows. The water is just above that canal area, and there's maybe about an inch of water on the walkways where you guys are walking at this point. So you would need, I mean, I don't know if you're trying to move stealthily or you guys are just heading on over. What approach are you all using at this point?
I think we should stealth, guys.
I want to be walking next to Damon as we're walking.
I'm canonically behind Mary.
I mean, I guess I have to be in the front since I'm leading. But if one of you would stay up with her, she would be greatly appreciative.
Front.
Yeah, Echo can take the front, and he'll kind of hug the wall.
And I'll take the back. Yeah.
Kind of walking up near the front.
Sky comes up with where Yip Yip is walking and nudges Yip Yip up onto her back and takes the position right next to Echo as they're moving forward. So you actually, we looked at natural 20 for the reaction check on that. So apparently Sky likes you. So at this point, Yip Yip's feet are up and out of the water, so she's kind of, I guess, guiding Sky as you're moving forward on that.
I'm end up walking up by the front because I assume we need light. See, yeah?
Well, not me, but you know.
Oh, most of us.
I'm fine.
Here.
I do have the light orb still. We want that.
I'm just holding
Light
up
it
one of my
Here.
bottles filled with light.
Oh, or that works.
Little flashlight.
So these things are carnivorous, and we want to throw that bottle at as many people as possible. I wonder if we could attract them with blood, like a
Only
shark.
gonna get bait.
Well, you know, you're kind of dripping out of your hand, so I thought maybe that'd be convenient.
Is my bandage leaking?
So again, you guys are moving through
No, I
stealthily.
just think it'd be
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
So who is my leader? That is Echo and Sky. So Echo, you are the point man. Go ahead and make the roll.
Give you blessing, Reverend.
Gracias. Natural 20.
Oh,
Are you
nice.
serious? That is 2 in a row. Well done.
Wow.
Myself and then you. Nice.
Wow.
All right. Well, looking good for the party so far. So yeah, basically, Echo, as you begin working with Yip Yip to move through the water system here, it just so happens that Yip Yip finds a channel of the water that is moving the direction that you want to go. So it is masking the direction, the sounds of the movement you all are making through the sewer here.
Nice.
As you're moving through the sewer, again, there's all kinds of side branches where there are pipes that are leaking liquid and from the surface down in here, obviously where it's being channeled out of the streets and things like that. So there's lots and lots of water sounds in here. Very difficult for you to hear if anything is sneaking up through the water behind you or something along those lines. But
Good.
at the same time, given his stealth check for the party there, you all are moving through very, very seamlessly at this point as well. And the branch of the sewer tunnel, it's interrupted by a very chaotically heaped together barricade that stretches from one wall to another. And it is jammed tightly against the ceiling, constructed out of the flotsam that must have been collected by the most primitive methods. It's basically mostly wedged and lashed together from misfit pieces of rubbish. And crude as it may be, it's still a very highly effective barricade where you guys get to the edge of the Urgil territory. The sheer mass of the barricade is several yards thick and has dozens and dozens of wickedly barbed points bristling out of the front of it. And trying to avoid the nasty, sharp tips while you're trying to pull this thing apart is going to be a very difficult process, and it would take a miracle for you all to not cause this thing to actually cave in on itself as you're doing it. Looks, again, very, very haphazard. What at first seems haphazard as you, Skeech, are looking at it, looks to be that it is actually assembled in a very intelligent way, again, to make the barricade very impassable without making a ton of noise. What is behind the barricade is very difficult for you to see. And again, it stretches from one side of the tunnel to the other and up to the ceiling.
And to confirm, there's no other adjacent path. This is it.
You would have to backtrack and go down a different tunnel, but from Yip, this is your experience. This is how they barricade all the tunnels. Basically, you've led them to the closest egress to the Urgil territory currently.
This is the closest one. This is how they make all their barricades.
I can see the wheels turning already, Skeech.
Oh, I can clear this. It's gonna be loud.
I don't know if that's the type of attention we're hoping to draw.
But that's what I got.
So what does Mickey say it was made out of?
Basically, all kinds of trash and debris, from branches to boxes to barrels. Looks like they may have scavenged stuff from the surface to bring down here. It is just all kinds of junk.
Can you see through it at all?
Not terribly well. You can see into it, but the further you look through it, the more obstacles become in the way, so you really can't see anything on the other side of it. At the very least, you would guess it's about 20 feet or so thick.
Damon, does this look like it's trapped at all?
Can I check for traps?
You don't even have to make a roll with your expertise in that. It's just designed to collapse and make all kinds of noise. As you're looking into it, you can see little cowbells here and there, bottles and things like that that are designed to fall and break, all kinds of stuff that's designed to make noise. And again, the barbs and such are also designed to poke holes in anybody trying to tear it apart. It's doable, but it would definitely take a lot of skill to get from here to there on that.
Yip. Where is the next nearest blockade that you're aware of?
Where's the next nearest one?
It would take you guys about 4 or 5 minutes of backtracking to come up and over it, and that you know that it's pretty much going to look exactly the same as this.
Maybe like 4
Again,
or 5
all of them
minutes.
go from one
Like
side to
here?
the other and up to the ceiling.
I don't.
Does it go into the? Is it across the water?
I don't know. Have you looked?
No. Echo, can you see if it goes into the water? Because
Sure.
maybe someone other than me would want to swim under. And yeah, yeah, no.
I'll take a dip.
Before you go down in that cold water, I think it's water. Might want something to keep you warm. This I found this cloak when we were finding the collector, and clashes with my style, but it's covered in fur, so it's got your name written all over it.
It does, and
It's covered in like an oil cloth, so perhaps it might keep you dry and warm while you're taking a swim.
well, thank you, Reverend.
Well,
I will put this on. The survivalist cloak.
Oh,
And he'll jump in the water.
All right. So you'll need to do a con save of a 12,
Okay.
and then you can choose to either do a athletics or acrobatics save.
I do have a 45-foot swim speed, so this should be within my abilities.
and is this it's a save?
I was going to say the same
For
thing.
him, yes.
Okay, wait. Oh, wait.
I passed the con save
Oh, great. Never mind. Okay.
with a 16.
Very good. So the water is super, super cold, which tends to make it more difficult to hold your breath. But given your abilities there and the cloak, it makes it short work. And basically, I already knew what was going to happen on that. You would pretty much have to roll a 1 to make that go south. So under the water you go, and you pop up on the other side unobstructed. It is, you know, to anybody else that would have been swimming through there, it would have been very cold, but it is definitely doable. You're looking at the actual distance of it. This is probably about 30 feet, actually, of debris that's shoved up into this thing. Now, towards the back end of it, you can see that it is not as loosely packed as it is towards the front. There are larger pieces that are wedged up in there to create more of a real barricade at that point.
And I don't see any other kinds of exits or entrances, any secret doors.
Once you come out and up to the other side, and you surface, you're in an unobstructed tunnel that that leads further down, and the water is flowing that direction.
I will keep going.
You're gonna keep going?
I'm gonna keep swimming.
All right. So, how far are you looking to go?
Until I see another kind of opening.
Okay.
And I'm being quiet. I will cast Pass Without a Trace on myself.
All right.
Pass with no trace.
There we go. You enact your ranger skills there, and yeah.
There you go.
So that you're in the water, so you're not really leaving a whole lot of traces to begin with on that. As you proceed forward, you go down probably about 300 yards until you reach a intersection in the tunnelway here. And at this intersection is an outpost, and you see the Urgil for the first time.
Oh no.
And they are fish-looking humanoids. Again, it really pretty much looks like you took a fish body and stuck human arms and legs on it. It's a deep blue. Their eyes are really large, like they're very well adapted to dealing with low-light environments. And there are several of them kind of mucking about. And they make a sound as they talk to each other.
Okay.
Very gurgly kind of, and it stinks now that you're this close to them. It is a very nasty, fishy smell.
I'm just peeking my eyes above the water.
Still, please.
I still have advantage because of the Reverend. 16 plus 10, 26.
Yeah, that'll do it. They have no idea that you're here.
It's a knife between your teeth as you come up.
And I am just trying to take as time to get a layout of the room and see if there's any vents or sewers or any other alternate ways that we could get the group in here without setting off the traps.
The best way seems to be to swim under the barricade. That was your assumption on that.
Okay.
And the outpost that they have set up here looks to block one tunnel while the other three are open. And unlike the barricade setup, this particular one is a reinforced wall that actually does have spikes poking down into the water. And it looks like it is designed to stop traffic down that particular tunnel, especially where they're looking out from it towards the other three open ones.
Okay. I will attempt to swim back the way I came.
Nothing stops you. And after a couple of tense minutes, Echo resurfaces.
Oh, thank God.
Found him.
The Elgin?
So it looks like there's no good ways to get in there other than under. So I hope you all know how to swim. It's also very cold.
Can we throw a rope under and just follow it to the other side?
Well, that wouldn't solve the problem of being in freezing water. But yes, we could.
Fun.
Hey, Echo. Would you carry? I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, it'll be easier. Okay.
Hey, Dame. Hey, Dame.
No.
All right.
Can't really
Here,
say
get
no.
under this cloak. And I'll just tie rope around so Skeech stays warm, kind of.
You got room for me in there?
No. I wish.
Well, now,
I think he's been sitting way too close to Dame, and that came out super fast.
now, now, I do sort of like the rope idea because I'm a very powerful swimmer, but perhaps, yes, I have many talents that I've yet to reveal to all of you. But perhaps those of us who are not as strong swimmers, in case they get in trouble, they can hold on to the rope. So if someone could go ahead, maybe affix that rope to something, just so we have a little bit of a lifeline, because I don't want to find out what happens if you get pulled away by this current.
I am worried about the level of cold, though. It could send your bodies into shock, and then, yeah, we got away without causing any noise, but you're dying in between two traps.
Can I ask a question, just so I am imagining the right thing? Is this like water, and then above, is there like you can climb out?
It's kind of
or if
shaped.
it's just a complete water?
If you're looking at it from a side profile, it looks kind of like a mushroom. There's a round dome top. There are walkways, and there's this cutout where the water is flowing.
Okay, that's kind of what I
It
was.
is just high enough to flood the walkways a bit. About that much water is traveling down the walkways. But again, as Skeech discovered, it is quite deep in that channel.
Okay, but we could get out as soon as we get under.
Well, we'd be in there. We'd be surrounded, but yes.
I mean, I just think it would be better to not be in an element that they would have advantage.
Well, I guess the other solution, our other option is to let our friend Skeech here bring the whole thing down. We'd ruin our element of surprise, and we'd go in swinging.
And announce the arrival of the Mother of the Deep?
Well, herald, if you will.
So the other path's still like attached to him.
If we encounter a group of them, and I could get them to listen to me 1 minute, I pose as the Mother of the Deep, then I could sway them to our cause.
I still think it's in our best interest to attempt to swim underneath here and be able to set ourselves up for this. I think they will be less likely to listen to us if they are coming to defend what we've just blown out.
Yeah.
A big explosion.
Agreed.
Solid call.
We want to blow something. Not saying it wrong.
You know that I do.
That's why I like you. Put things up. You said down the other hallway.
You see that Yip notices there was plenty of room under there for her in your cloak, but
She's not gonna say anything.
I'm not going to say anything.
We're very kobolds in a trench coat.
Yeah, but then my backpack couldn't fit too. And you said that there's another path a couple minutes down the road.
I think there's a few other, right?
there's multiple other ones,
Yeah, there's a few different paths that
about
head
15 or
into-
16 that you know of.
Yeah, I
As
did-
far as I know, like 15, 16 different entrances.
But you said they're all blocked just like this, correct?
well,
What?
like a couple were open when I checked.
On the
I
other
was-
side, right?
Yeah, one was completely blocked, but
I have an
Were
idea.
open. What I'm getting at here is that I put a timer on these things, and it's been pretty successful actually. Anything under a minute, but that's about as far as it goes. So if we wanted to make a distraction, we'd have 60 seconds to skedaddle.
Well, that's not fast enough for us to get back here, so someone would have to go and
Well, I'm
place the
sorry.
bomb and come back.
I don't have magic powers. I just have explosives, which sometimes feels like the same thing.
So what if we were to, you, Reverend, go under and try and talk up your spiel or whatever, and then others went around to another one behind them. So if they gathered towards you and we could sneak up.
I could swim you there. I could swap out Skeech for you.
Very comfortable.
I'm still not sure that this is the best idea.
We'd be quite far away from one another.
If something were to go wrong, I'm not sure we would hear you.
And only one of us here, Yip, is very comfortable with the tunnels here. If the journey to get to where we're currently at is any indication, I imagine there's many twists and turns, and I'd hate for us to get lost and separated in that moment.
If I leave Sky with you, we would have a way to communicate. It would be in barks, but I would at least know what you're saying.
A system, we could create it quite quickly.
Sky, say, "We're lost in the tunnels. Please help us." No. Say it. No. They won't understand that. And he's just like,
I just memorized the inflections.
oh, okay. And he starts writing out some symbols, and they're just like dog translation, basically.
Woof, woofity, woof, woof.
This is what all the words are like to me.
Well, Damon, Anna, what do you think that we should do? Because we got kind of two solutions here. Damon, you're expert in infiltrating places that you ain't supposed to be. Anna, well,
Like our hearts, Damon, I believe is what.
paying you a compliment. Anyway, Anna,
There are plenty of shadows here.
you have some kind of military experience. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
We've got to work on your confidence.
I know. I'm sorry. Just the Alpha Mother really got into my head.
Then I just want to know what you think we should do.
I am a little concerned about separating just in the tunnels, just because we don't know how many other barricades there are, or
There's a lot.
Oh, good, yeah. So I'm slightly concerned about that. And it's dark and it's cold, so I think it might be nice to.
Humans can't see in the dark, right?
Some
Yes.
of us can.
Echo, can you see in the dark?
Yes, that was what I just said.
Yeah. Oh,
And you made me go down that tunnel.
Pushes it back there.
Wait a minute.
We keep getting
Yes, recently actually. So I didn't have
Oh.
a choice then. It was
okay.
okay. Good. I don't want you to be mad at me if we're like attached like this.
Your heart rate didn't raise. It was kind of creepy.
Damon, what about you? What do you think about all this?
Echo, at the outpost, did you see a way in the outpost?
The best way I could gather was under the water, but there were other open tunnels. I just don't know where they are, or where they lead, or what's waiting for you there.
Would I know the layout on the other side at all?
Yes, but not. You would know the pre-existing tunnels before these things arrived. You don't know what they've done since their arrival after the barricades and stuff went up.
I know
So
the layout before the barricades too, but not after. I don't know all the barricades they set up.
I mean, you do have the map that you drew for Vaughn if you wanted to compare notes or something on that.
So I would walk over to the map that I gave to Vaughn, and I would start past the lines. I would start adding on extensions, but it's in a different color,
All right.
and it's just
It's a good
this.
system.
This is the stuff that I'm not sure about, but this is how it used to be before they got here. 5 cycles ago.
And you can see there's a network of tunnels that would lead to the cistern past that, which obviously if the barricade wasn't here, would just been a straight egress. Well, not necessarily straight, but you would have been able to take the tunnel ways through various connection points. But from what she drew right there, you can see where the barricade is now. Past that is the intersection with the points that Echo talked about. And you're not sure which one of those is barricaded off at this point that he discussed, but you can see where there is an intersection of the 4 points.
This is remarkably helpful, but we've got a couple of options. We can spend some time looking around the other tunnels, seeing if we find another way in.
You're probably not gonna have another way in. They're fish people that just swim in.
Exactly. And it's just wasted time on our end. If
Let's
it works
just
for you,
go in. Let's just go in. I can help you with the theatrics. I can create some water thing coming behind you, like a splash, woo.
I'd like to have a hype person.
So am I swimming him in first, or are we all going at the same time?
Well, I think we all have to go in, but I think that once we get in there, if we counter resistance, I will.
I'd like to all be on.
show.
I'd like to all be together before that happens. Yes.
All right. Stay near me, and we'll be very quiet.
Are you and Skeech gonna go tie the rope out there
Yes.
first before we dive in?
Are you ready, Skeech?
Yeah, you just let me know when to hold my breath. I'll be ready. So just give me the word.
Damon, I know we haven't had a lesson yet, but did you bring the crossbow that I gave you?
We'll pull it out.
You brought it. If you send the other end of that with him, they could attach it to something, and we could all hold on and get pulled through when it retracts.
Bob, I did Bob too.
We'll keep that to. You don't want that on that one.
You should read over the item.
Oh, I already know what it does.
I'm sure there's a weight limit.
Yeah.
It's 400 pounds weight limit.
That's bad stuff, the two of us.
That's 18 Skeeches.
Depends if we hit the bakery before.
For the individuals who might be less
That's like
excited for this swimming endeavor, it's an option.
I mean, I'm excited for it, but, you know.
Let's do it.
Just an idea.
I think it could work.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it will.
Try it out. Yeah.
as much as I want to talk myself up in my accomplishments, I think swimming is usually one for the athletically inclined, which never been accused of being. So, yeah.
Could we just tie a rope to somebody and pull them through?
That's kind of the idea.
Then let's just do that, since you can swim.
All right, Skeech, can you hold the rope? And we're not doing the harpoon thing?
I mean, I think the harpoon thing would be easier for him.
Okay. All right. See you on the other side. Ready, Skeech?
Just me, huh?
I'm just gonna tie it
Also come
through my
here.
backpack
Oh, yeah,
strap also to the rope that I'm being held to, so
I'm not that tall, but I will attempt to one kobold and one goblin and one human in a trench coat it, and try and get Yip Yip in there too. This is a bit heavy for my 8 strength.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
Oh, Echo, do you want any?
No, I'm okay.
Help.
With a 2.
slip, don't slip.
Oh, no.
So Echo dives in. As you begin to swim, Echo, you realize there's a lot of weight that you're moving around. The currents are pretty intense, and all of a sudden you get caught in the current, and it begins pulling you all down and keeping you down as it's dragging you along the bottom.
We gotta shed
moving
weight.
you down. Yeah.
So we do it.
Everybody.
Can I-
So it was Yip Yip. It was Skeech. It was Echo. And who else were you dragging along?
No, I'm not part. No, hopefully no one.
Just the three of you. Okay.
I'm only like
But
23
we're all
pounds.
at the other end, like, hold on.
Yeah.
It's the weight distribution. Like
The rope going the other way.
The rope
Once
is moving
we're
really
out from
fast.
under
He's
it,
moving
can I
really
see
fast.
the water now?
It's
We're drowning.
given your eyesight. Go ahead and give me a perception for you. And at this point, nobody suffered any damage yet. Your breath is still being
Well,
held.
that's
Oh, no.
that's the natural.
That's that one. Oh,
Your first die.
Oh, no.
Other than that one perception to try to see if boat
We
water.
had felt any change in the
go.
rope, like to indicate that this was going on.
Here
Okay,
you
great.
go.
Good.
Y'all, this is going really well.
This is great. I think we came up with a really good plan.
Underwater.
Good.
All right.
I don't know.
So unfortunately,
Back to me. That's yours.
right now, Yip Yip, you're panicking, and you are unable to really pinpoint where you are. The water's rushing. The rope is, sorry, that the tinsel line is paying out real fast. At first, it was like just coming out running, and next thing all of a sudden, it's like, zzz, like you caught a fish on the end of it.
You should probably.
And
That seems bad. I jump into the water.
I want to also start
Yeah.
in like time with Echo.
now, Echo, I'm going to need you to make a athletics check, and you can either make an athletics check or acrobatics, depending on which choice you're
Can I
looking
argue
for.
for acrobatics, considering I have a swim speed?
You know what? I'll give you that. Let's do that.
Well, not good. 15.
15?
Okay, 22.
22, nice. Anna, what is that you were looking to do?
Okay, I'm looking to. How deep is the?
It's about 15 feet.
Okay, great. I'm gonna kind of, since I'm in full armor, I'm gonna go down to the bottom.
That's not difficult.
And I want to kind of like bound along and look for them and try and.
Old time
yeah.
guy.
Perfect form. just
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
sinking to the bottom like a stone is not an issue for you. You're
Great.
like, blub, 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 clunk.
Great.
Now you're like, it was like that slow motion scene in the movie. As as you're jogging along there, you have like one hand with a pencil line, or what are you doing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Echo, all of a sudden your forward progress is halted, which allows you to brace yourself on part of the wall and start pulling yourself up to the surface. And you all break the surface and the ledge, and you look, you're about 150 feet from where the barricade was. Not barricade, but the outpost was, and about 150 feet from where the barricade is. Anna, you can feel that
Wait a
it's gone.
minute.
Wait, didn't you say it was 300 yards?
Yards? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yards.
That'd be
So,
900 feet.
yeah, 900 feet, so my bad. I
What
apologize.
team are you on?
That's actually good for you. You only went about 150 feet.
Yeah.
So you have the bulk of the distance. Thank you for reminding me on that. I make mistakes. A lot to track. Anyway, and as you resurface, Echo, you guys pull yourself up onto their Skeech, and you people are very happy to get their heads above water. And we're going to take a short break. And when we return, we'll find out what happens with Team Anna there. All right.
one.
like that.
Don't put your thumbs down, everyone. Keep them up when we all
Oh, hey, how you doing? So, anyway, as we last left off, Echo had just climbed his way above the waterline with Skeech and Yip Yip. Anna is currently down at the bottom, bracing and holding the line. And unfortunately, as the line was going back to where it originated from, would have been the Reverend and Vaughn. Go ahead and make an athletics check, both of you.
I'm gonna assist. I'm gonna hold them both.
Athletics, you say? Oh, my great skill.
Yes.
The 6.
Do I
A
roll,
7 for a 6.
7.
do I roll too?
No, you know what? I'm gonna let you go ahead and make a roll as well for athletics on that, since all three of you are doing it.
I don't think you're going to be happy you did this.
11.
11. So, Mary, as you're holding the Reverend, who is holding Vaughn.
No, I'm holding the Reverend.
Oh, you're holding the
Mary's
Reverend?
I'm holding,
me.
yes.
Okay.
You said you're not a lady.
So, as the line goes to Vaughn,
Yeah, I am.
it's this chain reaction of it goes taunt. The Reverend has just enough time to go, oh, and he's pulled forward, and Vaughn goes, oh, and he's pulled forward, and you're holding and bracing, and Vaughn just slips between your fingers and goes goop into the water, and down they go. Anna, please make an athletics check.
Great.
I'm also going to dive in.
Another 22.
22. As the two of you go down, you strike something very, very solid, and it stops your forward progress. The water bubbles are coming up. It's hard to tell what's directly above you, but you do know you've been stopped by your forward momentum by Anna. And when you jump in, it's not too hard for you to go straight down to the bottom as well.
Woo!
So is there anybody left on the other side except Damon and Sky are both sitting there looking at each other right now like you can see Sky's tail kind of dip between her legs right there.
Right, my bad.
And
Blub, blub, blub.
Damon, what are you and Sky doing at this moment?
Oh, I'm just watching.
You're just watching?
I'm watching right now. I want to see what happens. I'm interested.
All you saw was some bubbles go underneath the barricade, and it's been pretty quiet.
Well, I'm not jumping in.
All right. Mary, as you, or give me athletics, please.
Okay.
Charging along the bottom.
Fail my athletics.
Okay? Come on, Daddy. Wow. Great. That was not better at all. It was worse.
What's that?
That'd be a 10.
A 10.
10.
All right. Not enough to be completely knocked off your feet, but you're pretty much just trudging along the
Gonna
bottom,
Bad die.
doing the best you possibly can. Anna, you've got Vaughn and the Reverend currently panicking as they're kind of plastered against your body.
I look over at Vaughn and I give him a face that's like, so sorry. And I pull out a potion bottle from my pocket. A seafoam green color. And I hold my nose and and now I can breathe underwater.
Would you describe the taste of this wonderful concoction?
It tastes salty and very fishy, like if you took the liquid from a can of tuna and drank it.
Reverend, you're like, "Ooh," and what you see on the Reverend is as he's sitting under the water, and he has this really terrified look on his face for a moment, and then these slits begin to open up on his neck, and they begin to kind of flux in and out, and all of a sudden, it's so much easier for you to breathe.
I pull a little tomato plant that I keep in my pocket too. Sorry. So I motion to Vaughn like, and I'm trying to start. I start swimming because I can breathe underwater. I'm trying to swim.
It's not affecting you one way, shape, or form on that currently. On that, Vaughn, go ahead and give me a Constitution check.
Is it a check or a saving throw?
Saving throw. Yeah.
Great, you get +4 because you're
nice.
near
I'm trying
me.
to stay
Yep.
alive so I can keep me alive.
That'll be 22 then.
Oh my God.
All right, Vaughn, you've got enough oxygen that
Yeah.
you can definitely
so.
swim your speed this round. Anna, what are you doing at the bottom this round? Based on your Constitution, you are still good.
All right. I'm gonna. I'm still holding the rope.
You're still holding the rope, which seems to be much more slack at this point.
Great. I guess I'm gonna go try and swim back.
The other direction?
Yeah.
Oh,
Give me an athletics check.
Right. Oh, that's much worse. That's a 9.
That's a 9. You lose traction and begin getting pulled back by the current at this point,
Not
along
meant
with
to be.
Vaughn, who's holding on to you.
Oh, sorry. Forgot you were holding on. I thought you were going to go the other direction.
I
Okay,
did not
great.
let go of where's the Reverend.
Mary,
Yeah.
you can see just as you start getting close to
God.
Anna and Vaughn, you can see them go, and there's some surprised looks on their faces as they're traveling further down the water.
So we're all going in the same
Where are
direction.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Some begrudgingly, but yes.
Oops.
I'm gonna follow Reverend because I'm going to attempt to help with theatrics.
Oh, right. So you pass by Vaughn and Anna as you do that?
I gave her a look like, you got this? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, athletics check, please.
I just imagine while the
Where am I?
chaos is happening, just kind of like
Time
trying
out.
to catch her breath.
This die.
Very warm though.
Oh, no.
9.
9. And you are getting carried along with the current as well at this
Great,
point.
great.
So
All my dice.
it went from looking very confident to you step on something slimy and you're like, whoa! And now all three of you are getting carried down by the current. Damon, it's very quiet up where you are, except for Sky kind of whimpering.
Yeah. Can I just slip into the shadows and get through the barricade?
Yes, you can.
Awesome.
And as down at the other end, Skeech, Yip Yip,
Yes.
and Echo, as you all are sitting there and you're in down at about 100 feet that direction, you can see where Damon is suddenly just standing at the other end, past the barricade.
Damon, is that you?
Yes.
How'd you get here?
Everything you did, I did that too.
I don't mean to be a part of it. If the other ones come, we should probably tell them to turn out the light. So we're not this big beacon.
Right, where are they? If you came through.
Yeah, did you swim past them?
Yeah, I did. Of course I did.
Are they okay?
Is Damon wet?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But it's. How did you swim without getting wet?
Oh, my jacket. It's special. Didn't you know that?
That doesn't look special.
Water resistant.
Not that.
Very skilled.
Reverend resurfaces at this point, and he's sitting there with his head above the water, seeing you all kind of carry down just a little bit more, and pulls himself up off the ledge there. And as he's
still
looking at you all, you
holding
can
together
see
into the rope?
gills on the side of his neck.
Check these out.
Where's everybody else?
Oh, they're having a bad time down there.
Do we need to save them?
Yeah, probably.
Aren't we holding on to the other side of the rope they had?
Well,
Well, yes, I had the rope. But wait, no, now the rope is completely slack because now we have the other end.
wait.
No, I wouldn't have. No, I let go of the rope.
Yeah, you did.
She's holding
You were
like the
supposed to have them
center of the
attached.
rope.
No, I was just swimming.
Where's
So
my
if the rope is
crossbow?
there for you to get, grab.
If the rope we have available, don't,
Yeah.
I will be grabbing it.
I'm still holding the rope, I think. Like, yeah.
You're still holding the rope, Anna.
And I'm just like, woo!
I'm gonna make an observation. Nobody gets mad, okay? I just think we should plan better. All of the time.
I mean, you're
I could go swim back down
Hey,
and
we did great. We did great.
try to handle the rope.
All right, Anna.
Them.
great. Okay, having realized that.
So, given that you're in armor, it is athletics check.
Great.
It is acrobatics for you. And go ahead and all three of you give me your checks.
Hold on, I dip
Oh, me
my
too.
head back under the water and I give Vaughn inspiration.
Can you see in the dark?
No.
Got a nat 20.
Yay!
Plus 6, so 26
Wow.
over here.
Do you have to
I regained my composure.
So, Anna,
I got a,
No,
I
no,
got
you
a
do it.
unnatural
Hear me.
20.
nice. 22. All right. Moments later,
Noise.
the three of them surface, and Mary just pops up and basically hops herself whoop, right up on the side. Anna kind of clambers
like-
out. You see Vaughn clamber out as well. Anna and Vaughn look a little winded there. Mary's kind of straining some stuff out of her cloak and things, and everybody but Sky is currently here.
Did they bring the lights?
I don't remember anybody talking anything about lights at this point.
I have no lights.
I don't have lights.
Reverend had the light bottle.
I had I had the light, the orb, when we were walking, but I put it away before, I didn't hold that one in the water.
Yeah,
I have some torches, but they're probably wet now.
No, they wouldn't be, because you were in my cloak, which is why we almost drowned.
Sorry.
We didn't.
We did it.
Well, it's just we have to wait.
Perfect.
We have to wait for Damon and Sky.
No, Damon's
I'm right here.
He did abandon my
right
dog.
past you.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't think
Okay, I'll
about
go
it.
back for him.
I must have just missed you under the water. There was a lot going
Yeah,
on.
of course. I'm a
Gonna
great
drop off
swimmer.
Skeech and Yip and say, I'll be right back. And try and attempt to use the rope, swim back, and grab Sky. I forgot about the dog.
Since I can breathe in the water, I'm gonna go with him.
All right.
As soon as
Appreciate it,
Echo
Reverend.
goes under the water, I'm gonna turn to Anna. And be like, I like it better than I rode with you. It's scary.
I had a really good time too then. Yeah.
Can't you just tell the guy to jump in and we can all kind of make a wall and catch him?
Unfortunately, they're already gone.
He's already
Oh,
gone.
okay, yep.
Who are you talking to?
I have this thought as I'm swimming. I'm like,
I'm just praying to the one God, that's all.
Moments later, the three of them resurface. Sky gets pushed up onto the ledge, looking indignant about having to swim through the water there. Shakes herself
fit
off.
under my cloak.
What's that?
Could she have fit under my cloak?
No.
Any of her have fit under the cloak?
You would pretty much be riding on top of her as you did so, letting her swim, which I'm sure would have been interesting.
That is what happens.
But we have now all made it to the other side of the barricade. Not quite as graceful as some, but everyone's here. Then the only one that appears to be completely dry is Damon.
And Echo.
And it's
Oil
completely closed? Completely dry? Interesting.
That's what it says, right? It's
It's been
waterproof.
a while since I wrote the
The
item.
cloak's dry.
I would imagine it wraps. That is the. Otherwise, it would just be like, water pours through the baseball. Right?
Okay, well, you're still wet up top in your head then.
No, it has a hood.
Oh wow.
It's just like
Isn't there like a hole?
So we've established that Echo's face got wet. Outside of that, he's totally dry.
Yes.
All right. What are we doing now, folks? We are in the tunnel that Echo had described before. The way the tunnel leads is pretty much only one direction at this point that would lead towards that outpost that he had described. It's further down. Guess we said 300 yards, totally 150 feet total down the length of it. So at this point,
So we don't see them yet.
you don't see them. They don't see you currently.
Okay.
Now, I know you got that last time, Bob, but Reverend and Damon did that party trick where they just killed the scout. You could try that. No.
Are your gills okay?
I don't know. I wonder how long this is gonna last, because it was kind of cool when I was swimming, but it is a little bit. It's gonna be kind of hard to get a date with these, I think.
Oh no, that's permanent.
I also don't think you're going to find too many veritable suitors down here in the sewers.
Never say never.
That kind of mindset. So you're never gonna find a queen that way.
Is that what you meant by there's plenty of fish in the sea?
That is definitely not what I meant.
You have so many.
I am really glad this is a PG game because it's some dark places.
Should we get going then? Or so is our plan to get close enough so that you can kind of emerge out of the water with all of your fishy glory?
That took a few minutes just then, right? I have a little less than an hour, I think. Skeech can tell me otherwise.
He's perfect. You'll always look like that.
All right, well, I can breathe the water for a
Whoever
little
knows.
less than an hour. So yes, I could emerge from the water as their Lord and Savior, and if I can get them to listen to me talk for 1 minute, I should put them in my thrall.
And you had something you wanted to do with
The rest of us, if you stay near me, we will be masked in a imitation of Damon's shadows. So we should be quiet enough to go unnoticed, hopefully.
Wonderful.
And what were you doing with tentacles,
Oh,
seaweed, and something?
yeah. Well, We'll get to that. I'll see if
Oh,
it's
sure.
necessary.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Well, that's the thing. That's we still don't know what this rule of the deep looks like.
They have tentacles.
Question for you. With create
I can add.
water, can I like make it so that okay, you know that scene in Ariel where she's like on the rock and it's like whoosh, you know? I kind of want to do an effect like that. Can I do that?
She's trying to give me some flair, Will.
I will have you.
Think about all in favor.
He's got the plan.
Well,
But
I'm not going to say no to that. That's hilarious.
Watching at home.
I will allow.
Our crew.
I will say roll a performance for that when we
Get
get
in the
when we get there.
Okay.
That is a very creative use of that. I like it tremendously.
I can also add some flair with my magic.
All right. Well,
All right.
Have a
Player.
one-man band. All right. Well, I gotta try to get close enough to the fish people that I can disguise myself as them. Otherwise, I don't really know what I'm disguising myself as.
They're blue.
All right. Not that fun.
I've seen them before, right?
Once I,
Can I draw you a picture, maybe?
yeah, that would help. Give me a little sketch.
Sleight of hand.
Can I assist?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you advantage.
While this is happening, Vaughn's gonna go ahead and slide his hand down the crossbow, activate his lights, and then use it like a hair dryer, make it to dry myself off.
No. The inside of things.
That's not blue.
What was our
We have cold.
11?
11? It's passable.
Okay.
I mean, it's more a Picasso. It's more Picasso than Rembrandt, but you know, it's passable.
Yeah. If you want to try, you can.
All right. Well,
That's perfect.
all right. Well, you know what? It's good enough for me. I take a look at that picture.
Now, Reverend, it's important you get this right. It will attack you immediately.
I can see absolutely no way this could go wrong. So I'm going to cast shapeshift on myself. I'm going to take on but now I already have gills.
Yeah.
Take on the visage of this creature, which
You
is
named
so
it. What
helpfully
does that
drawn.
say? It's like, is that a name for it underneath? What did you write?
Is there some sort of disguise skill or something you have for that spell? Or
I'm casting the spell shapeshift.
okay. You look remarkably like Yip Yip Strolling,
So done with us right now.
and you've got your gills, and you're quite pretty, I guess, for a Urgil.
And I just jumped in the water, and I'm like splashing up out of the water, and I use prestidigitation to make a dolphin sound like over your heads.
So we it's bad. We need a backup plan.
You said you had
Performance, please, from you.
Okay.
What are you assisting with
You said you had
yours,
thoughts,
Yip Yip?
right? Can't you just
This is great. Nothing will go wrong.
Can go right.
19.
So
can you throw them if it goes wrong? You're the ugliest Ariel
Yip Yip.
you've
Yes.
ever
You
make
said
sure
you were
we
doing
all
something
agree.
with your.
I realize that I am not going to be close enough to do so.
Alrighty, and so, Reverend, please describe what happens as you surface in the center of this
Oh God.
this junction next to the outpost here. As the three Urgil look down at
them?
the Little Mermaid splashing in the water.
Can we establish how far away we are? How far away are we?
We're we were only like 100 feet into that tunnel, so we're like
Definitely be closer to me than
800 feet
Yeah.
back.
I want a really good view, so I'm.
Be probably closer to me.
I mean, the rest of you could. have closed some of the distance if you want to before he jumps in the water. Let's go ahead and establish that now. Where is everybody?
I just don't want to not be able to see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody wants a front row seat. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
need
There are
to be close
multiple
enough
reasons,
to
and that's
cast.
one of them.
So, how far do you have to be to cast or create water? What's the range?
good question.
Oh yeah, that's the distance.
30 feet.
30 feet. Ooh. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
What do you do? With it?
10.
Yeah, plus
What are
10.
you casting?
I have plus 10.
Yes.
Sweet. My stealth is okay.
Uh,
Oh, I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, heck yeah.
So 31, honey.
wow.
If you will, you cast it.
Well,
Too far back.
amazing.
I need.
So, like, somehow moving in your scale, not scale, but your armor that you have, you don't make a sound as you move forward. It must be something you picked up from Echo.
Scale mail is silent in water.
It just, and you're within 30 feet. Okay, and now, Reverend, please again, describe to me what happens here so that I can visually feast upon this moment.
All right. So, what they see is I'm also going to. Oh, am I concentrating on this? Sorry. No, it's not concentration. I'm also going to cast improved illusion. So what they're seeing is a copy of me rise up out of the waves.
How big?
Right size. The same size as me. Now I'm being one of the fish people. Now I'm not trying to be the
Okay.
the
Mother of the Deep. All right.
the deep because we don't know what it looks like.
All right. So this reverend-sized fish individual splashes up out of the water. Quite.
And so I kind of like the real me sort of like pulls myself up
You're about the right size as one of these
on the
fish.
side and kind of like burst with it. But I just wanted to look very majestic as I was coming forth and water was splashing around
You
me.
can't help it. There's a little crab directing some music playing currently. You got some little dolphin chitters you'd set in the background there.
Behold, I come to you, an emissary of the. What is of the?
Mother of the Deep.
Off stage. Wide.
Fall down on your knees. I herald her imminent return.
Minor illusion.
In what length?
This, I want a performance check for. Please.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like regale them with the tale of the Mother of the Deep's imminent coming.
Can I give him advantage? Can I help with
All right,
his roll?
performance.
Yeah.
That is at 18.
You just. They're all looking at you like I'm trying to figure out what in the heck is going on right now. They have absolutely no idea what you're saying to them.
I'm not trying to convince. So, do I clock that they don't really understand?
They have all you can see these are question marks, and they're like looking at each other.
All right.
And one of them starts doing this little motion, like poke it with a spear. And unfortunately, they spend too long discussing what it is exactly they're going to do to you. And 60 seconds transpires.
All right.
They failed hard on their rolls.
All right, they are going to make a.
What is the savings throw I need to make, please?
It's a wisdom save, and it's 15.
Papers.
The anticipation.
I don't like the rustling of papers.
Interesting. Can you throw? Sorry, can you drop the one-sided die for me? So the two-sided die for me. What if you just roll it for me? No need to roll it around.
Yeah.
I love this.
One of them doesn't buy it at all.
Oh.
Natural 20. One of them is completely hook, line, and sinker on it. And the other one also fails as well. So you have two of the three that were standing guard that are within your thrall. And you kind of see their eyes, I guess, as much as a fish's eyes can glaze over.
So the one that passed does not know that I have attempted to charm it. the other two idolize me.
This is true. And it is apparently speaking to them about, again, making the spirit kind of, he has a spirit, he's kind of gesturing towards you.
Come, my children, and lead me forward. Actually, what I want you to do is, and I realize that they do not understand what I'm saying, so two of you, the three of you, I want you to go over there. I will wait here, and I will make my appearance in grand
Performance face.
It's like interpretive dance.
Vaughn wants to watch and see if he can tell which one of these are biting, which one of them are not interested.
It's another 18.
Can you drop that die one more time for me?
Oh!
It's red again.
And don't come check.
So the two of them turn and look at the one that is not obeying about what's going on and begin stabbing him to death with their spears.
And I like,
And as soon as they're done with that, they begin feasting on him.
the mother.
How long are they under your thrall, please?
Mother of the deep approves.
Things have gone out of hand so quickly.
It doesn't have.
Well, that seems to me that they're stuck.
It doesn't have
okay.
an endpoint unless they take damage.
Oh, well, currently, they have not taken any damage. So, yes, they are now staying there looking at you, waiting for your next command.
Just as point of order, or if they see me attacking one of their friends. So I tell them, like, go, I will wait. Then I will make my appearance. So I just kind of tell them, like, just go. Go.
Go on, yeah.
Go. I'm gonna let them go. I don't want you here.
All right.
I don't like you.
There's a bunch of like question marks popping over their little heads as they kind of gurgle back and forth. And the two of them open the outpost at this point and are just standing at the top of the outpost. They haven't gone anywhere, just still staring.
I don't think it's working. Is that our signal?
Yeah, I think that's
Right.
the
So
signal.
I whisper to them. Guys, I think I did it. I did not think that this was going to work, but it did. Perhaps the one guy had a smile upon me.
I had faith.
All right, so y'all come on this way.
Let's go.
So I start just like sauntering both.
Are we stealthing?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Because while we're stealthing forward, you can memorize this image in your mind. I want you to draw this for us later. This is very important.
The creature getting stabbed to death or the
No.
location?
The Reverend.
They're still coming up, and I'm trying to distract these two, so I start like just singing in what I think whale sounds like.
Oh, Lord.
Reverend's tired.
If these things see these people, are they still enthralled?
They revere me.
Oh, they don't care about the rest of the party trying to sneak their way.
I try to distract them.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, so you would be the lead on this.
I hope you know
Wow.
Yip Yip did draw because Vaughn told her to.
21 support.
21, all right. You sneak past the very obviously distracted fish people. They're just kind of staring at the Reverend and they pick up. As they're just staring at you like, oh, and they're just nodding their head, making again those fishy sounds as they have some fish sticks.
Echo, did y'all get past?
Yes.
All right, so I look over at my two new friends and I say, you two, wait right here. Do not move.
You need to dive.
They go splash into the water.
And then I take a deep theater bow, and I bounce off with my friends.
So the rest of you pass through the barricade. All right, Reverend, as you pass through the barricade, they resurface in the water next to you and are kind of following along in the waterway next to you.
Did you make them eat the bread?
No, they did that on their own.
Every time I see you do something, it makes me think maybe we're not the good guys. Which is normal for me, but I want you to be okay with that.
Listen, I made peace with it. But like I said, this one ain't on me. I did not make them their friend. I think that's just a thing that they do. That's not a thing that they do?
No.
Well,
I mean, they're carnivorous.
they do now, everyone. Let's move.
All right,
Let's drain this place.
Time to make some caviar.
All right, so
80s action movie.
as you all move down the tunnelway here, the two fish ones, the two enthralled fish females keep following along with you there, both the guards. They are definitely the warrior caste, you can tell. And as you get further down this tunnel, you can hear lots and lots of gurgling sounds, like the same sounds like the ones you heard when they were talking, from further down towards the end of this hall, the tunnel in which you are. You can also see, looks like flickering of torchlight, possibly. Some glowing light from down where this appears to end, and based off of the map that Yip Yip had provided, that would be right by where the entrance to the cistern would be.
Cistern is here.
They're all gonna be in there.
How long are we keeping this up?
As long as possible.
We've got some friends. Thanks to you, so the party's already gonna start.
We're probably gonna have to fight them either way.
I didn't really want them to follow me, but I can't talk to them. So it was like a...
Well, I think that as long as we can turn a few of them, it'll be less for us to fight. So
I'm all tapped out. I'm all tapped out on this.
the spell is worn off.
I only do it once a day. Come on, sorry about you.
Manipulate fate.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay, okay.
Can we locate where they keep their young?
That'll be in the water.
That's a me question. That's
I thought we agreed upon.
You seem very
That was the
fixated on
frog
that.
people, not the fish people. Yeah, right.
Should we not do it for the fish people too? I thought that was the plan.
I think that we're just gonna lower the water level and that we're just gonna
Yep.
plausible deniability for whatever happens to them.
So lower the water, throw the potion,
No.
discombobulation.
I'm on the fence about it as well. I think we still need to get in here and see.
It's moving so quickly.
We need to get in here and see what's going on.
I mean-
before we decide whether we're gonna commit a great
kill him
evil.
again.
Yeah, annihilate an entire little civilization.
Wait, that's
Get
in
going, I'm
question
assuming.
still?
It feels bad.
Does it?
Feels bad.
I think it's a little late to be deliberating that.
All right, maybe.
Betty, I didn't hear the rest.
Let's just let's go in here and see what's going on.
All right.
At least we can at least open the door.
Starts.
You did say it would be done.
I think, yeah, that came out. I meant one thing. I feel like it's much weightier than I anticipated it to be.
We can kick open the door. And Echo, you can kick open the door, and you know, Anna, you're strong. You kick open the door, and then when you kick open the door, you yell, "Who's ready for a fish fry?"
Okay.
Oh my
Open the
god.
door like a normal person and just look inside.
I cannot.
Because you're a fish.
Also, because I'm always doing a bit.
Well, Damon, why don't you sneak in there?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll sneakily open the door and get in there.
Okay, so
That sound?
Yeah.
you all have not, you actually haven't made it to the end. You just saw the lights up ahead, and again, on the map is where Yip Yip believes is where the cistern would be, at a junction point of several spillways.
Yes, ma'am.
There's nothing on that. No, I'm just kidding. It's disappearing ink. You have to use your imagination to a certain degree.
So, now, Damon, you're the one that's sneaking ahead. I would like you to
Yeah.
make a stealth check for me, please.
You don't need my help.
Well, that's
Go
okay.
with the deep mother.
25.
25, all right.
Wow.
You're fine.
Whoa. Okay. So, up ahead, these individuals are very busy with daily life. The junction of multiple spillways creates a surprisingly large open space within the sewer network, and a village of strange dwellings and oddly shaped structures has been erected in the same primitive fashion as you can come to expect from the other things that you've run into thus far within the sewer system that the Urgil seem to build. The structure is very wildly in their construction. There seems to be no rhyme or reason to how they build their homes and hutches. And to make things even more confusing, most of the buildings seem to have entire portions that are actually submerged within this spillway system here. Rope and wooden bridges connect many of the structures. They're made out of whatever is basically readily salvageable. And while this is not so much of a problem for the connectors that float on the surface of the water, for the ones that are suspended in the air, there's quite questionable anchoring. You're not really feeling very safe should you ever have to traverse across any of those within the village here itself. And from your perspective, you can see about 100 or more Urgil moving around the village right now. And again, you've just arrived. This is just a quick observation that you have made at this point. And you are currently invisible, so to speak, where you're sitting in the tunnel. Nobody has noticed you.
I'm going to go back, and I'm going to share everything you just said.
Okay. So Damon returns and he just gives you his quick observations. Basically, he got there, saw the number of individuals turn on and left real quick. Didn't.
How are we gonna take on over 100 of these things?
Well, all of them aren't fighters.
Did I see, was it mostly fighters, or was it just like normal village people?
Well, if you're going to do that, I would need a perception on that. Okay, because you're looking to make some real observations at that point.
17.
17, okay. From where you are, basically, the village has a ton of young Urgil scampering about, and they seem to make up a goodly amount. And when I say young, they're not like little babies or anything else along those lines. Each one is larger than Skeech is, but they're not fully adult, obviously. They're almost kind of comical in the way that they move about, but at the same time, what seemed comical at first is actually turns out to be quite terrifying as they seize upon what looks to be a rat and rip it apart. And in the struggle, they turn their feeding frenzy on one of the other ones within the three and consume it as well. And further, so the longer you kind of stand there, look at it and see what's going on, you see that there is a metal set of double doors. That must be the entrance to where the cistern sits. And it looks like it has been adorned with all kinds of frog skulls. And there is a very large human's chest that has been anchored to the wall itself surrounding that opening there. And there are countless shiny doodads and sparkly trinkets that are fixed all around the opening of these metal doors. Again, looks like they have taken what was a pre-existing structure and decorated almost in like a religious significance as you're looking at that. And again, there's bones and all different kinds of bones for their victims. And at the far side of the village, you can see that there is a building that is made entirely out of leaper skulls. And fixed around that are a bunch of torches. Again, each one is based on a pile of leaper skulls that the torch comes out, and the torch top is a leaper skull upside down with foil of some nature creating the flame. And there's something inside of this structure that every so often catches a glint off of the torchlight.
Now, when you say human's chest, did you mean like what they were going to put Mary in?
Oh, no, like the chest cavity of a human on either side of this door. Looks like it closed together and then opened back up.
I was trying.
What it look like in there?
Well, I think they do eat each other. I think that's pretty. They ate one of their own, and he had nothing to do with it. So
You didn't stick. I did.
He usually just ran away.
You all were pretty eager to suspect that I caused them to eat each other.
I didn't say that.
I did.
Except you,
I did.
the rest of you should feel ashamed.
Skeech just owns that straight up.
I didn't say that.
All right, well, so there's like 100 of them in the house, but then even though they're not all warriors, I mean, we can't just like find our way in there, can we?
I think they would tear us apart. I'm going to be completely honest. Even if they're not fighters themselves. The rat.
There's no other way around going in this room.
Looks to me you have to go through the village to get to the double doors.
How far did you say the double doors were?
How far were the double doors?
From where you were, it would have been across the main opening where the junction piece comes together. So probably 200 feet of really wide open space. Or you could try to skirt around it using the buildings, probably a total of about 600 feet at that point.
We can stealth with might of a shot.
That's going to be our best option.
Quiet the only ones that see us.
We can't be invisible.
Yes, and by
like from what you said.
yes, and by quiet, we do mean kill, right? And this just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Good. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I still look like this, so I could just kind of walk across, and I could try to whisper to you and call out their locations to let you maneuver around.
Why don't you ask your friends what we should do?
They're not really much of a talkers. I mean, it's not any language that we've heard before, right? I don't think it's even anything that Echo speaks.
You make
Well, you speak some pretty interesting languages.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can I what?
Could you make him go first?
And I kind of like shoo him off towards the direction of the cistern. I point over that direction.
All right. The two of them actually seem to understand what you're saying moderately and begin swimming across the opening, climb up on the other side where the steps kind of lead up to those set of double doors, and they go up and they stand by either side of the double doors.
I figured like when we were sneaking past, we could make them be in front of us, but like
It's not very sophisticated what directions I can give them, considering that I don't speak the language. They're just like a
Go this way, eat your friends. That kind of like it's that. Yeah.
Wait, no, he said he didn't. You did do it.
I did not do that.
All right.
All right,
Should
so
you catch up with them?
Yeah.
what's that?
Shouldn't you catch up with them?
Well, yeah, I'm going. Follow along.
All right.
Stay close.
Okay.
So all of you are swimming over.
I'm doing like the backstroke.
And swimming is the only option. There's no other path.
You again, from where you come out, where Damon had scattered out, you can use the gangways and the structure and the connecting things to get across here and there. It is going to be quite a bit of a stealthing to get from here to there on that. Unless you're just looking to make it break across the opening to the dead center of this.
Okay, are Anna and I wearing, metal armor? Is it even possible for us to swim across without sinking?
It would be athletics checks to get you guys from here to there on that.
I'll reach up out of the water. I'm just kind of hanging out in the water next to you. I reach up and it's the worst. I reach up and I touch Mary, like just your foot, and I say, "Your blessing of mask, God of thieves."
And then we should try to be sneaky, and then when that goes wrong, just
Killing everything.
Then we start
Or
swinging.
jump in the water. Yeah.
hear that.
Good plan.
I had a little voice that said, "Kill it."
I've been around players long enough that I know where that's going. But yes, the stealthy approach is certainly a very wise approach. Now, again, a predominant portion of these do appear to be the younger ones. There are other adults that are in there as well. You don't see anybody really armed here in the village, though.
Okay.
Well,
You leading?
go.
Ken?
Okay.
So what I'm going to attempt to do is, like I said, kind of
Save
swim
my name,
along,
plus 10.
and if any of them, any of the Urgil look like they're going to spot us, I'm just going to smile, wave at them from the water and say, wow, look, I saw some over there. Point in that direction.
So where you're heading in the water, are you going to head towards the cistern doors while they scout out around this way, or which way are you going to be going? Because if you swim in the water as they're coming around, it will be drawing attention to the direction that they're traveling.
I'm going to be far enough away from them that I can still communicate to them with message, which 120 feet.
Okay.
But not staying like out on the outer edge of that range.
All right. And who is leading our motley crew on the stealths?
And I have an hour before the potion water breathing wears off.
What was that?
Natural 20 or 40 stealth.
I didn't sell
The plus 20 modifier.
No, I'm near
plus
Echo.
10.
So I get a plus 10 on top of my plus 10.
The other one was a natural 1.
I rolled a 1 and a natural 20. So
Wow. Amazing.
One with the shadows.
So that's the second one that's happened tonight, too. That's amazing. All right. Wow.
Somebody got 20 in that one.
So everything works in your favor. As you all are moving across, there's several points in time where you thought you were going to get caught, and just as you guys are moving out, one of the connecting bridge pieces makes a large creaking sound and draws eyes over towards that. One of you happens to just step around a building just in time as one of the fish people goes chasing by. The Reverend splashing in the water, draws attention over. I mean, it is just a comedy of errors, and you all make it all the way back around to the far side at this point, and managed to stay dry. Didn't fall off of any of the bridges crossing, and you are on the side where the cistern doors are, and literally you're sitting next to where that shrine thing that I had talked about was, where the torches are, and that building made completely of the Libra skulls with whatever it is inside there. You can't see it from the side that you're on because you're coming up the back side of it at this point.
Well, I swim around to kind of meet them now at this point. Has it been an hour?
At this point, it's probably been, so you're probably looking at about 30 minutes of your 1 hour gone at this point.
All right. Well, so I still look like fish.
All right.
Never looked better.
Damon,
Blub, blub, blub.
can you look inside that building? I'm just wondering if there's anything that might help us in our future
Yeah, we should have
murder.
press a button.
I think so. Yeah.
Totally.
Might as well.
can I look in the building?
Sure, why not?
Not as
So, as you swing around,
You want to we make bad decisions.
That's kind of our thing.
It's our motto.
all right. Sorry, just trying to recover from that. Bad decisions. All right. As you all swing around to look inside of there. Well, actually, no. Damon, as you creep up, go ahead and give me a stealth check on that again.
27.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that'll get you from here to there on that.
Yeah, Damon, I think it's really. Where did he go?
I just stopped asking, like,
I should learn from you, Echo.
that he has a
You see what looks to be possibly a wand of some nature sitting inside of this shrine of Libra skulls. It's sitting upright and looks to be quite simple yet ornate.
Are there any traps?
I don't know. Maybe you should do a perception to check.
Indiana Jones.
Standing outside.
Ooh, that's a 7.
That's a trap.
There's no traps that you see.
General Akbar.
See, I don't see any traps, but still, I'm not a magic user, so I don't really need the wand, so I'm just gonna back up.
How dare you?
Send it back.
All right.
No, go get it.
Blub, 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 blub.
Damon
Oh, sorry.
gets back over to the rest of you guys. Like, there's some sort of wand in there.
What?
Oh, there's a wand in there.
Get it.
I think we should stay on focus. And
Oh, no.
you can go get it.
We can vote.
You probably could go get it, Reverend. Or could maybe you send one of your little henchmen to fetch it?
But I just want to point out that it is in a different building from all the other buildings, so it's very suspicious. And I didn't see traps.
Suspicious
But-
is my middle name.
I think we should
Careful.
keep
Yeah,
on
cautious.
track and
Get
go
another way out.
into the room and not waste our time with
But
this.
what if we never come back here? What we gotta make an escape out the other side?
There's not another side, is there?
If you,
You've never been into the cistern. You don't know.
I don't really know. I've never been in there before.
nothing risk, nothing gain. Before they even, if they were gonna say something,
How far away?
too late.
How big is the building that the wand is kept in?
Pardon again?
How big is the building the wand is kept in?
It is relatively small, to be honest with you. It is, I mean, a man could step into it, and that would be about all that could fit in there. It's almost like you took a canoe and turned it upright. That's about how big this thing is.
All right,
I'll
motion
grab it from
to.
here.
What's that?
I can grab it from here.
How?
What?
Magic?
Well,
Oh,
okay.
all
that's
right.
fine.
I mean, I like magic. I'd love to see this.
But I don't know if it's safe or not.
Well, it's probably not, but I can have one of my friends go get it. That's what I was gonna do.
I was just gonna go to the cistern.
What?
I was just gonna go to the cistern.
So are we stealing this thing or not?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I use prestidigitation to make a small illusion of a wand, and I look at my friend who I've named Steve.
Stevie seems to be very happy
I know
about
that's
that.
not its name, but it's my name. It's their name to me. So I point to the wand, point in there, bring it out.
In
This.
while this conversation is going on, can Vaughn let me make an Arcana roll for see if there's any glyphs, any sigils, any
You
magical
would have to
traps.
sneak around to the front side to look in there.
What at this point?
Would it be cool if one of us could cast magic sense and see if there was like a magical trap in there? But I am far too starstruck by the idea.
Give me
Already happened.
give me a performance check on that, and see if your Steve understands what's going on.
Baby, that is
Steve.
performance. That is a 23.
Steve processes what's going on. She walks over and pulls the wand off of
They're
the
mostly female.
Steve.
pulls the wand off of the idol, the prop that it's sitting on, and turns it and walks out and walks over and hands you the wand. And about that time, there's this almost the same gurgle sound passes through the village. And you all look and see pretty much at this point, the entire village is now looking at all of you all.
Time to go. Time to go.
Friend, it's been real. And then I start running towards the.
All right,
turn.
skill check, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can use acrobatics or athletics to chug your way over to the doors.
definitely acrobatics.
We not already?
Okay.
Now, because I can still swim, could I swim?
This is on the steps lead up into the cistern.
16.
11 plus
22.
21.
13.
13.
24.
12.
I'm assuming because they're so shocked that what they have just seen that they all were horrible. I rolled 2 20s, and the higher of my two was a 4. So yeah, they're bad at what they do. So they're all like just shocked. They can't believe what's happening. They see this party of humans and a goblin and a kobold
Well, the kobold's
And
wearing a
Urgil.
little.
and an Urgil who has the wand running up the steps to the doors of the cistern, which are currently closed at this point. And you all have made it up to the doors. It is now going to be an initiative.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Boy.
Well, luckily I have a shiny new wand that I don't know what it does.
This is skill. This is a skill moment here. So they have a total of a 15.
Yes.
Nat 20.
Nat 20,
24.
24,
Oh,
11.
for initiative? Oh, it's also 24 though.
11.
11,
16.
9.
It's a 9 on the die, so 8.
8,
11.
13. Okay, so the Reverend and Damon and Echo are going to be, and I believe you beat the 16. You beat them as well. I think the rest of you were below, right?
I got an 11.
Yeah.
I got the 6.
So basically, from
higher
Yip Yip
dex.
over, you all beat the addition. Now you're again in front of the doors. What are you doing at this moment? You have a moment to react now, to open these doors, to set up a defense. What is it that you're doing?
We're running.
It will take some. It will take
It's
several
a
turns for them to go
staircase, right?
over to you.
Oh, we're trying to get these doors open.
Yeah, right. Well, right now you're standing in front of the doors. That was where you all charged up to. They are currently closed.
How big are the stairs?
These stairs, for you, they're quite large. They're human-sized stairs, so it'll be like a small child climbing up the stairs.
The width.
Oh, the width? It starts off at about 20 feet, goes up for the first step, which takes it down to about 18. Third step takes it about 16, and so on and so forth. To get to the
narrowing.
top one, it gets more narrow as you come up to the top. There are 7 steps total, and the top section itself is about like 10 feet or so, I think, at that point.
We're at the top, right?
Yeah, so the top of the steps.
Okay. As Yip Yip looks to you guys like, I can make it hard for them to get up the stairs. Just get the door open. Get the door open.
All right. So, how large is this door?
They are 2 doors that were obviously made by human hands. Each one is approximately 5 feet wide. So it's designed, obviously, that they're both, or one or both can be opened.
Everyone get close to the door. Everyone, come on. And I cast improved illusion, and an exact facsimile of that door appears just in front of us.
Oh,
And
wow.
I need you to know that on the other side of that door, I'm just.
Interesting. Damon, what are you doing?
Is the door locked? Can I check to see if it's locked?
Yes, you may.
We'll look real dumb. for this.
Perception.
Go ahead.
Especially if it swings out.
Damon goes. No, it's a little bit more than that, but when you push on it, Damon, even with you're not a huge, massive individual, the door does open relatively easily, and it swings open enough that you could definitely get everybody through one at a time. Echo, what are you doing?
Using perception, I want to see the most optimal route to get through or look for any threats.
Well, at this point in time, you're all just going to have to pile through the door before you can really get into that room in there.
Okay.
Damon has only pushed it open wide enough for one at a time. Turning back around, you can see the Urgal out there are a little bit confused at the moment. Out there, their forward advance is frozen as they stare at the closed doors where the humans and all were a moment before.
So the door is really tall, but it's just cracked open?
Yeah, it's like I said, they're double doors, and Damon's just pushed one open just a bit.
Okay, I will climb straight up the door. Like
Okay, Spider-Man.
What?
vantage point.
Okay, you were at the top of the door. You stop at the 10-foot tall height of the door itself, on the outside of it currently.
Yeah.
Okay. The dog and I are both confused.
You can't even begin to fathom Echo's plan.
I've got nothing.
I don't know it either.
We're all playing three-dimensional
He's
chess.
playing leapfrog.
12 steps out.
As you all see how the Urgal of all the villages all just kind of frozen, trying to figure out what just happened. They were all just like they were getting ready to like advance, and then all of a sudden you all disappeared. So they're all like, roar, 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 and Echo has scampered up the door. Damon has created an opening. The Reverend is panicking, doing panic motions.
Get through the door. Go, go, go.
Yip, yip. What were you doing again?
She basically reaches out and casts grease on the stairs.
The stairs take on this very slick appearance as this fluid begins to leak through the illusion and down the stairs. This viscous looking fluid.
That's a nice one.
It's about to get
Skeech, what are you doing?
Hey, Yip, I have a question.
Grease is flammable.
Awesome. I'd like to take my action to ignite the grease.
All right. We'll get to that in just a second.
Mom, we have all fire.
You see, Skeech is fiddling with something as he's reaching out and he grabs these two rocks, one rock and a piece of steel, and has this really, this grin is about as far up as it can possibly. You've never seen Skeech this happy in his entire life, and it's just raising them together. He's looking at you like, and begins striking, and you can see the sparks and stuff happening as the flint is being drugged along the steel, and it's getting closer and closer to the edge. The spark wall is getting larger and larger and spreading out towards the grease as it's raining through the air. What are you doing at this moment?
I guess I'm going to look over and see if I can help Damon push open the door. But before that, I want to yell, "Fish, get ready to get fried!"
Athletics, please. Athletics.
Great.
If you're going to try to knock the door open there a bit.
Okay, that's a 21.
All right, very well. Mary, what are you doing at this moment? Anna yells, "Fish, get ready to fry!" And then, Bull charges at the door as Damon is pushing on it. Anna slams into it. Echo is came to the top. The door comes flying open. The sparks are raining down at this point. You can see the flame just starting to ignite as it begins to spread across the grease.
Oh my god. I want to be the last one in.
You're going to grab Vaughn and toss him through?
Yes, I am.
Athletics, please.
I'm trying to, I'm grabbing one of the bars that I had from earlier that we had found, and I want to put it through the handles to barricade the door.
You'll have to get to the other side if you want to try to barricade.
Oh, like the elven middle?
We have, I think,
Yes. I had a few of them in my pack.
Mary had 5 bars.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My God.
Barricade.
Mary's been carrying 5 bars of that.
Amazing. Yes.
Which is part of the reason Mary's like, nope. Vaughn.
Well, I
Actually,
was just picked up and thrown.
Yeah, can you do
Yep.
your athletics check, please, as you're
Yep.
contemplating barricading the door once you get through?
18.
18. Vaughn, are you going to resist this?
No.
Okay. As Vaughn's looking down at the chaos that's about to consume, he gets.
I'll tell you what I'm
picked up.
doing. I'd like to use history. And Vaughn thinks back to the types of bedtime stories his father told him of his adventures. And as he flies through the air, he thinks, what type of stories will I tell my children? For a 20.
20. As you're putting this idea together about what you could be, as you're sailing through the air, all of it gets really bright behind you as you pass through the doorway. The rest of you that are on the other side, the grease goes up in this wicked wall of flame. It gets super duper hot where you all are.
Even up there?
What's that?
Even at the top?
Especially at the top. He does rise.
No!
All right, Spider Monkey. The back around, we started this end here. Reverend, what is it you're doing at this moment? There's a giant flame wall currently in front of your door where the grease is now spread across the entire section of grease.
Didn't everyone ought to go through the door?
No, most people are still on the other side.
Oh, okay.
The grease is on the stairs in front of your illusion.
So I see that, ooh, it's hot. So it's kind of like, I'm still, this guy's an Elgin, so I just, just walk through the door.
All right, as you urgle through the door there, Damon, what are you doing?
Can I stealth through the
I don't
door?
know what they do with mannerisms.
But that's what makes it so much better.
Please roll.
I don't want to use that one. I should have used that one. 14.
What's that?
14.
14.
Are you to me?
You're up there. I don't know.
You're not quite sure how stealthy you are. It's a little distracting what's going on right now.
Couple.
Echo, what are you doing right now?
Sounds like a beast.
I'm trying to swing onto the inside of the door. It has to be within 30 feet of me.
Am I within 30 feet of Echo?
Yeah.
That's 24 then.
All right. You're It is the entire bit of chaos, Bond sailing through the door, giant flames, Reverend, as he goes into the room. Echo doing his spider monkey stuff.
The
And
shimmy inside.
Damon, sir, it's not a whole lot. You're just like, all you have to do is let the chaos unfold around you and walk normal, and you're probably not going to get noticed, given what's happening around you. What are you doing again?
I'm going to shimmy on the inside of the door, hang from my legs, and use the telescope that I have and try and look for danger or anything of note in the building. I'll be using perception.
Well, we'll tackle the first half of what goes on there right now. 5 seconds. Go ahead and give me a acrobatics on that, please.
Oh. No. I do have a climbing speed. Does that negate a dice roll, perhaps?
You're still. What did you roll?
Do I have to tell you?
Yeah. Natural one. Yes. While you do have a climbing speed, this is true. You are still climbing. So go ahead and make the die roll.
I'm good.
Okay. Nothing horrible happens. So you kind of swing in, and you just on the other side. There's really not a whole lot to grab onto because it's not decorated on this side of the door. It's just bare metal on the other side, and as you swing in, you're just going to slide down the door and land on your feet. You don't fall down, nothing terrible. You're not prone. It just didn't quite work out the way you're doing, so you start reaching to grab your telescope to pull that out. Yip.
Yeah, she kind of picked up on the fact that he liked explosives, and she was like, you know what? Grease, fire, great combination. She just was like, good, now let's go. And she's like running in pretty much after the others.
All right.
And basically readying a spell in case she needs to.
Skeech, the wall of flame has gone off in front of you.
Yeah.
It's very warm. What are you doing?
I'm going to take my bonus action to cackle.
You successfully cackle.
Lovely. Then I will move inside the door.
And into the door you go.
Thank you.
And Anna,
I'm gonna do it again.
what do you do? Oh, and you're already charged to the door. The door's open. You're in the room.
Yeah.
Bond goes sailing past you. Echo comes swinging in and just does this little and drops down. The Reverend's as he comes in. Damon just strolls in, but you don't notice that right now because of everything else happening all around you. Yip's little legs carry her in as she's like, get in the room.
Great.
Guy saunters in. Skeech comes cackling in. It was just maniacal.
From the air.
It's just his eyes just have this look like he is ready to set the world on fire.
Great.
What are you doing at this moment?
I'm gonna unsheath my maul and I want to just look around to see if there's anyone.
All right, Mary, what are you doing?
I'm taking that bar and I'm slipping it in through the door.
All right, Mary gets in and you slam the door shut.
Yeah.
All right, you can wedge the bar on the other side.
Cool.
It does make a very effective wedge. It just happens to be just about the right size to do that. And let's go ahead and take a look at the map here real quick.
Whoa.
A map.
And you all see
Wow.
the Cistern.
It's a good thing this map looks nice and we like it because we can never go back in the note.
Not welcome.
You may be here for a long time. It is a massive chamber, and as you look about it, it is easily 120 feet wide by close to 300 some odd feet in length, maybe 350 on the total distance on it. It's very hard for you to tell exactly. What you can see is this entire chamber is full of water. The water has apparently level has risen and fallen, but all across here look to be all these different pontoon bridge looking things that would get you to the other side. And at the far corner looks to be a mechanism that would control the water level here within the room. But what draws your attention more than anything else is that you look into the water and it looks relatively deep, like very deep, but at the bottom are these thousands of small glowing orbs, about the same size as those fish eggs that you saw the kobolds eating. And this is where we're going to end our evening this week. Please join us again next week to see what happens to our heroes here in the Cistern. We hope you had a very good time with us. We certainly enjoyed tonight. And again, we thank you very much. We will see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.